For the first time in 2022, it's a Friday night throwdown at Valley Stadium. Menace have been nothing short of excellent on their home ground, not having lost here since July 2017. Tonight, though, a formidable opponent comes to town. Thunder Bay is the last team left with a shot at beating Menace to the deep north throne. The 90 minutes ahead of us will clinch the division for Menace if they can pick up all 3 points. Good evening and welcome to live coverage of Des Moines Menace soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. My name is Danny Catula, and alongside me for color commentary is Justin Vorster, as always. Together, it's a pleasure to bring you tonight's match live on YouTube. Justin, welcome in. A rivalry renewed. It's been a few years after some Canadian, differences in COVID restrictions, and obviously the 2020 season was a wash. What can we expect for those who are new to this Thunder Bay Menace rivalry that dates back 2 decades? What do we expect from this contest?
Well, it's always been on the upper hand for the Menace, that's for sure. And, Thunder Bay are going to come here today, and they're going to try and win this game. They've got 3 games in hand. They're still in the running, in 3rd spot currently. So they're going to be all out. They've won their last 2 games on the road. Minneapolis City 3-1, St. Croix 3-1. I think we're looking for an exciting match today, that's for sure.
A team in good form, a team that knows how to score goals, also a very physical team, at least they have been in the past. This is a match that has typically tended to have plenty of cards, plenty of bookings, and not shy of a sending off either.
Yeah, that's true. It's been very, very physical in the past. And more on Thunder Bay's part, they try and antagonize the Menace. But, if they keep a cool head today, they should come out hopefully on top. Just a quick one. I was talking to the gaffer, Dean Johnson, earlier on. And all they've been working on in training is speed of play, so they come out the blocks quickly instead of slow.
And a bit different from previous matches, I think this is one of the only teams in the Deep North Division that will actually take the game to Menace. Usually it's a matter of breaking teams down that want to play defensively, that want to park the bus, try and get a point. I think in this case, Thunder Bay are going to gun for all three.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit different in the way they come out in their 4-3-3 shape. Normally they play a 4-5-1, and they just really base everything on the counter-attack. But I'm telling you, we're going to see something different today.
We absolutely are, and it could be anybody's game. So much talent on both sides of the ball, and good form for both teams. We mentioned Thunder Bay with 2 straight 3-goal outings and 2 straight wins. Menace have a 3-goal outing of their own to build off of. That was 6 days ago against FC Manitoba right here at home, and they haven't lost here since 2017. It's a lot of momentum here in this venue to bring into tonight.
Well, one, it's hard to come here to Des Moines to play the Menace, especially with the psychological point. Teams come here thriving on the win, but there's this psychological point here that the Menace always come out winning at home, and it just goes to show in the record. It's up there for the taking. It can always be broken, but obviously, hopefully on the Menace's point of view, they clinch the title tonight and then can prepare for the next one.
They can do it now with 2 matches to spare, and in just a few moments we'll break down how Menace were able to turn a 0-0 halftime score into that 3-0 drubbing that we mentioned last week. And we'll also go through Thunder Bay's recent run of form. That and much more pre-match coverage is headed your way only on CISN.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Back with you at Valley Stadium as Des Moines Menace gear up for what could be the title-winning match against longtime rival Thunder Bay Chill. With Justin Vorster to my right, I'm Danny Catula, and we're a few short minutes away from the opening whistle here at Valley. Justin, last week, both teams built some momentum. Menace, obviously, with the most momentum that you can have. They're undefeated on the year, but Thunder Bay not far away from it. First, let's take a look at what Menace has done. It was a 3-0 win over Manitoba last time. Run us through how we got there.
Well, as you can see, Alessandro Salvadego pounced onto a really poor back pass here from Garrick. Just pounced onto it, poor back pass, and just slotted it past Evan Baker. For the opening goal in the 52nd minute, as you can see, poor back pass, lack of communication, well taken. Those are always difficult ones to finish, but he had a lot of composure in the end. And what a celebration that was. And then the second goal here was Brandon Birmingham taking on the owner of the organization, just in a tight area, defender coming across and just opens up the hips and slots it past the goalkeeper into the far corner. And Brandon Birmingham came on as a sub. Just look at this nifty piece of play, just a little swing of the hips and take it into the space, into the penalty box, and puts the ball into the far corner. Nice composure. Eddie Speed on the third goal. Nice combination, doing all the leg work, manages to get his boot to it, and there's Riley Kraft who again finish, a nice simple tap in, but that's all it takes. Again, Eddie Speed, lovely bit of work there, and Riley Kraft absolutely enjoyed that. With just persistence at the end of the day, scoring the third goal.
And you love to see those ball kids getting in on the celebration.
Absolutely.
That tells you exactly how excited everybody in the organization is to see the success that Menace has had. And you mentioned that third goal from Eddie Speed. That's a tough loss to not have in the 18. He's out of the country for now, not able to be with us. But obviously, if there's a team with depth that can get over losses like that, it would be Des Moines Menace. But Thunder Bay, another team with depth and another team with a lot of Division I alums, a lot of people at a very high level at this age. And they have their own momentum to build off of. Most recently, they took on St. Croix on June 24th, just a day before Menace's 3-0 win.
Yeah, they are away against St. Croix. Thunder Bay are in blue. And as you can see, Pikacek just pounces onto a lovely through ball there. Some composure, beating the goalkeeper as he came out to narrow the angle. It was a brilliant ball that was actually played through from the midfield. Second goal was a penalty of Obekwe, scoring his fourth goal of the season. However, he's not in the starting lineup today, so there's some slight changes to the Thunder Bay Chill. Here was St. Croix on the attack, but on the counter-attack, long ball played through over the top. Keeper was caught way off balance, and Owu, with some pace, just gets in front of the defender and the goalkeeper to slot in the third goal and a 3-1 win.
Yeah, 3-1 wins are something they're quite comfortable with. They've got two straight by that exact margin. 2 weeks in a row against two straight Minneapolis opponents. Now they're taking on the Iowa-based Menace. Of course, they've got 10 goals from their 6 matches this season, so they know how to put the ball in the back of the net. However, the team established in 2000 have no clean sheets since their very first match of the season, all the way back in May. So it's been a while since they've kept a clean sheet, and that is not the type of defensive record you want to take in against Menace's attack.
Yeah, and it depends how the Menace come out, because they've been slow in the last couple of games, but they always finish strong. And again, like I confirmed earlier with my conversation with Coach Dean, they want to start fast. They've been emphasizing speed of action, speed of play this past week in training, and they want to come out with that same mentality and personal attitude in the start of this match here.
Absolutely right. As you see on your screen, it is Canada Day, so Thunder Bay will have that little piece of momentum alongside them. Not sure how much it'll mean on the pitch, but we shall see. They're 7-time division champs. Both these teams were previously in the Heartland and now part of the newly created Deep North Division for 2022. As we mentioned, no clean sheets for the Chill since their season opener. They do have 2 straight 3-1 wins. We mentioned that as well. Your player to watch on the bottom of your screen, Osita Obikwe, he's not in the 18, so instead, the man you see on screen is Andrea De Vincenzi. He's the man tasked with replacing the 5 goals that Obikwe's put in 6 matches this season. That's never an easy task. You see De Vincenzi in front of you. A Rome, Italy native, played with AS Luis, an Italian university. Not often do you see players go the university route in Europe, but he is one who has done so. He's got 1 goal and an assist on the campaign. Big fan of travel, especially when he's able to surf while doing so. Typically a left winger, but he plays striker today in replacement of the Nigerian Obikwe. That's what to expect from Thunder Bay, and as we mentioned, today could be the day the Menace clinches the Deep North Division title. Let's take a look at that standing graphic, if we've got it, to give you an idea of exactly how far ahead Menace are.
Well, they're 10 points clear of Peoria City. Thunder Bay are in third, but with 3 games in hand. If they win today, they're still in the running. They still have the possibility, and I think they're going to be hungry for this. Menace, if they don't clean this up early in the game, they've just got to be careful, because Thunder Bay they like to counter and they like to get the ball over the top, and we've just seen that in the previews where they've got pace up front breaking.
That's exactly right, and not only are Thunder Bay gunning on that outside shot for the title, they need that second spot to make a playoff appearance and keep their season alive, so they're looking at Peoria City in front of them thinking, all we've got to do is make up 4 points in 3 matches, Every point is crucial, even if they don't keep themselves in the title race. So it would be their 6th regular season crown if Thunder Bay were to find a way through. But Menace are obviously the more likely, and they could clinch it all tonight. It would be their first in the newly formed Deep North Division, and we'll see if they're able to get it done. We'll step aside briefly, but do not go away. Final thoughts ahead of kickoff are coming up next, right here on CISN.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, it's Amanda with Holt's Plumbing and Heating. With inventory tight, Holt not only anticipated the need, but took the risk of stocking up on our most popular products. While our competitors scramble to find furnaces, air conditioners, and water heaters, we have plenty of stock, ready to be installed. Even though we have extra product, now we see demand at an all-time high. To sweeten the deal, we are also offering 0% financing on your new purchase. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Kickoff is closing in under the Friday night lights in West Des Moines, and Menace would love nothing more than to do the double over Thunder Bay this evening. The rivalry between these two has tended to be a tight one over the past 2 decades, but Menace are winners of 8 of the last 10 contests between these Central Conference stalwarts. Things to keep in mind for Menace: they'll want to grab an early goal or two, as we mentioned earlier on. This is a Thunder Bay team who can counter with effectiveness. If Des Moines aren't ahead once we get to the second half, that could spell trouble for them. They're going to have to deal with the physicality of Thunder Bay as well. You see the 11 that will be out there. We'll give you those in just a moment. But looking at Thunder Bay, keys to the match for them: they're going to want to muscle Menace off the ball, especially in midfield. Those two in central midfield, Jonas Buchty and Lance Roseboom, as you see in your picture right there in the center of your screen, they're going to cause some problems if Thunder Bay allow them to have space and time on the ball. Chiller going to have to make sure they don't give in to pressure on the attacking third as well. Menace will want to get forward. They'll want to cause problems. And as we saw against Manitoba, Menace were able to get their opener off of a poor back pass. And so that's going to be something they'll have to keep an eye on. 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss for Thunder Bay Chill. They've been pretty efficient, been pretty consistent, but they'll have to avoid silly errors against a very talented Menace team. One final pause for the national anthems of Canada and the United States, and we'll see you on the other side on the home of the Menace, CISN.
Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
Need orthopedic care today? DMOS Orthopedic Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines are open 6 days a week. No appointment necessary. Our 2 convenient walk-in clinics offer you full access to dedicated orthopedic specialists. Wait times and costs are generally less than an ER visit. Check hours of operation and wait times instantly at DMOS.com. DMOS Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines, helping you get back to living.
Match day just moments away, and we are ready to give you the starting lineup. Justin Vorster joining myself, Danny Catula in the commentary booth. A couple stories up at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. First, let's give you the starting 11 for the visiting Thunder Bay Chill out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. The club was founded in 2000. 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss on the air, and there you see the starting 11. In goal, it's Eduardo Davino from Rome, Italy, plays for Young Harris University, transferred from Alderson Broaddus. Back line, your left back is Devin Jorgensen, right side is Camden Kowalski, in central defense, Jackson Vida, and Dutch center back Ruben DeHollisey. In central midfield, Cesar Rubalcaba from Southgate, California, and Federico Tempestili of Rome, Italy are your holding midfielders. In attacking midfield, Sebastian Canales, who can also play out on the right wing. Your front 3, that'll be an interesting one. Francesco Busini, typically utilized as a right wing back, moves up a little bit for today's lineup. Alexander Pekacek of Vienna, Austria is your left winger. He's usually a central midfielder. And Andrea De Vincenzi, as we mentioned, replacing Osita Obikwe, the Nigerian, who's got 5 goals in 6 matches for Thunder Bay. It does not feature in the starting 11 or in the substitutes bench. Looking at Menace, Justin, what have we got?
Well, some slight changes in the Menace lineup. In goals, Grant Makala. From right to left in the 3-4-1-2 system, wearing jersey number 6, Connor Langen. At centre back, the player of the month, chosen by the Menace fans, is the Jamaican Zeron Siro. To his left is Alafio Bertini. And then in front of him, wearing jersey number 14, we've got the German Beauty, Jonas Beauty. Alongside him, Lance Roseborn, the Cedar Rapids native. To the right, wearing number 16, Fiorini. And on the left-hand side, Neville Morgan, who was an absolute threat last weekend against Manitoba. Making his appearance again back in the starting lineup, Riley Kraft from Sacramento. And up front, the two up front, you've got number 9, Brandon Birmingham, and then number 25, Brian Padilla.
Absolutely. Padilla, one of those guys to watch. He played in Kraft's position last time. He was a versatile attacker, but this time back kind of where I think he belongs is that up front number 9 type of role. He and Birmingham will play quite the strike force in that partnership up top. Just about ready for Menace versus Thunder Bay Chill. A rivalry that's 2 decades old gets its renewal tonight on Friday night with dawn setting in front of us. We're underway. Menace get things going early, and a long ball that could kind of signify the expectations of this Menace side. They're going to want to get forward as quickly as possible. 13 seconds in, and the first thing they do is play a ball down the left wing. Thunder Bay respond in kind. They'll send one down their right flank. And Grant Makala will possess in goal for Menace.
You notice how Thunder Bay don't go chasing. They just hold off, wanting the Menace to play out of the back as a diagonal is hit across field by Connor Langen, looking for Morgan Neville.
Throwing in will be Morgan, and on the ball in the left side of that 3-back formation, Alfeo Bertini. He's missed a few matches in a row just for selection purposes. A lot of fit and quality center backs to choose from for Coach Dean Johnson, but Bertini in the lineup again, making his 4th start of the season. He does have a goal off of a header from the June 11th match here at home. And we'll see a throw-in now for Thunder Bay. This will be Pekacek.
We've got quite the Italian connection here with both teams.
That's true. Quite a few Italians who have featured, even some who don't feature tonight, as Thunder Bay will throw a header forward. Doesn't amount to anything. Francesco Busini, one of those Italians you mentioned. He heads it forward, but Grant Makala equal to the task. He'll pick it up, and in that bright green, highlighter green jersey, he will hold on to possession and just take his time. This is something we'll see a little bit more from Menace. No need to rush things. It's a Thunder Bay team who's going to be collected. They're going to be organized in defense. They're going to pack the midfield. They'll want to get the ball and immediately go forward. So for Menace, can't make any silly mistakes on the ball. Here's a long ball with some promise. Latching onto it is Fiorini. He'll lay it off, and this is Brian Padilla. Back for Fiorini. Crossed in from the right flank, takes a couple of bounces, but no one in red and black able to pick it up. Lance Roseboom will claim it. Riley Kraft on the ball.
It was an absolutely brilliant delivery there from Fiorini earlier on, but just not enough players in the box to Morgan Neville was still hanging out on the far side. He didn't make that run into the box. This is where you've got to take the gamble.
That's absolutely right, and gambles that Menace haven't had to take earlier on in matches this season, because I think really the expectation with the quality gap has been that even if you don't take too many risks, you still get forward and still get chances to score. That's been the case this season. Left side, Neville Morgan sends it through, and not a bad idea for Brandon Birmingham, but the run is a little bit long for him. The William Carey Crusader, that's where he plays his college soccer. 6'2" striker, a very big frame, and really hard to defend somebody that big and with that much size.
I'm very familiar with William Carey down in Hattiesburg. I've been down there a couple of times when I lived in Jackson, Mississippi, the earlier tenure of my coaching career.
Des Moines is probably an upgrade from there, I would think.
Yes, it is. I'm not going to say much because I don't want to get slaughtered for it.
Fair enough. Hattiesburg, quite the area for college athletics. William Carey's down there. Of course, Southern Miss, Division I school there as well. On the ball, Zeron Sewell. Big Z as he's known. He'll play a long ball, and that is inch perfect. Kraft on the ball. Long touch, but his tackle is able to win it back. Jonas Bukti making his 2nd start. He'll move it out to the left wing, where Morgan's got it. Westmoreland, Jamaica native. Looking to shake a defender. He does so. He's got space to cross. Birmingham's there. It's blocked. Still in the area. Played across. Padilla couldn't get anything on it. A shout for a penalty, and a penalty is awarded. Minute number 4, a dream start for Menace.
Absolutely a dream start, but again, it's the work from Riley Kraft, winning the ball just outside the box there. Beauty picking up the pieces, out wide to Neville. As we take a look at this here, ball's coming. Look at Brandon Birmingham did well, pops up here from Padilla, and there it is. Handball was really close, it was fast. We didn't quite see that.
I think it went against Federico Tempestilli in midfield in the end, wearing the number 6. And this is always a question, who's going to take it? I believe it's Birmingham, if I'm not mistaken. Steps up. And delivers right down the middle, all that was required. 5th minute goal. Brandon Birmingham, cool, collected, gets the first goal.
Calm, cool, and collective, just as you said. Great technique there. He's taken a couple of the penalties in a couple of the last games, but if you have a look at this, he steps up, the keeper's bouncing around, trying to put him off, the dancer in goals. Just steps up and going across his body away from goal. That's a hard technique. Really did well faking the goalkeeper there.
Absolutely, and I think that's a strategy that relies on faking the goalkeeper because he didn't exactly put it in the corner. He knew he didn't need to. He does exactly what's required. The Drogheda, Ireland native has Menace up 1-0. Thunder Bay are already up against it, and that's not the strategy to beating a strong Menace team. Party's already started in West Des Moines.
Well, it's just what the coaching staff, the gaffer, has got to be really chuffed with that now because they have started fairly aggressively now. The speed of actions are quicker. They're closing down a lot faster as well. So he'll be happy that they've gone 1-0 up.
An error in midfield, and now Birmingham's got it again. He'll run down this left side. He's got a lot of space to do so. He'll play it to Morgan in midfield. He'll have a go. Blocked. Kraft finds it. Right side, Parija. Roseboom. So skilled and great IQ from him. A give and go down the right side. Fiorini just past him. Riley Kraft was looking to play it in down that right-hand side of the box. Out for a goal kick. Every time Lance Roseboom touches the ball in midfield, it feels like something good happens. Such a high IQ player.
The experience, lots of experience. He'll dictate the pace. As you could see there, how he just plays it one touch. He had a little scan over his shoulder just to see what was behind him as far as when possession's lost, where does he need to be, possibly in a risky area.
Goal kick taken by Eduardo Davino. 16 saves on the year, only conceded 5 goals. He's also a singer-songwriter, the frontman for his own band. They're called Off the Rails. He's a real-life rock star. In midfield, we'll have a free kick for Menace, and that's a yellow card very early on, and it's going to be administered to Francesco Busini, so the wingback turned right winger is booked inside of 10 minutes. Things keep getting worse for Chill.
Well, they are a physical team. Whenever they come here, they are very, very physical, as you can see here in that challenge off the ball. Yeah, definitely. The studs went up, but definitely an infringement. Yellow card and a penalty already.
Yeah, and I don't think you can fault the referee for either one of those decisions. It's Robert Sori in the center holding the whistle tonight, and it's his first appearance for Menace this season. And I think he's done right with both of those calls. You don't see it super often, but they're both deserved. Neville Morgan trying to touch it off that left thigh there. Not a bad idea, but in the end it takes a touch off of a fortunate Thunder Bay defender, out for the first corner of the match.
A great delivery in there from Sewell. Perfect delivery. Morgan, great technique with the sun in his eyes, bringing it down, but the defender just managed to get his foot to it.
Well, speaking of feet, the right foot that has been blessed by God, Riley Kraft, will put this one into the box. In it comes, into the fray. Headed away for now. Davino got it out. Back into the area. Still nothing. Put back in a third time. Still in the area, Bertini makes an error, but he holds on to it, and he'll play it back to the last line of defense. Connor Langan on the midfield line. And his ball out left is a bit too far left. Few chances there, but nothing doing.
He could have gone back to the goalkeeper, but I think he made the right decision there just because of the press coming out from Thunder Bay, from Busini, Vicenzi, and Alexander Petacek.
In midfield, Lance Roseboom. Left side, Morgan. An inch perfect pass once again from Lance Roseboom, the Cedar Rapids native, born in Walker, Iowa, nearby.
There's some technique in that, to be honest with you. And he made his first appearance with the Menace when he was 17 years old.
And that was 17 years ago. A lot of people don't realize Lance Roseboom had an incredible career, a whale of a career. He played in the 2022 Open Cup matches for Menace before the summer season started. But before then, his last appearance was in 2009 in the red and black for Des Moines. Formerly of Rochester Rhinos and Austin Aztecs of USL Pro, back before it was called USL Championship. Played with Ottawa Fury of NASL, now folded. and Tampa Bay Rowdies and Miami FC of USL Championship. This man has been around the block, and really, if it weren't for an ACL tear all the way back in 2010, he would have had a chance at a long MLS career as well with DC United. What a player he is, and what a guy to have in midfield.
It's very unfortunate, the injuries and the ACL injury he had, because that was his chance, being fully fit. But Cedar Rapids here in Iowa have produced some quality players that have gone on to, progress into the MLS for a season or two.
Including a man in our front office, Charlie Bales, is we're going to see, I think, an attempted foul by Bertini, but he couldn't bring him down. He will end up winning the ball in the end, so maybe a bit fortunate that he couldn't bring him down.
There's good advantage there by the referee as well.
Yeah, fortunate really on all parties, and now Menace will win it back. That was dangerous. Steven Chenzi had some space to get forward if it wasn't for Bertini's intervention. Beauty in midfield.
I just noticed there how Birmingham comes into the space, and he's pulling one of the centre backs out of positions. He's pulling Hollisey out or Fida, and he's not getting the ball. But what's happening is the space is being created in behind. That is for Riley Kraft to expose, and I think it's going to cause problems. I've seen it earlier on in this game.
We might see it cause problems here. That's a good header down. I believe it was Fida in the end who cleared that away, and we're going to come back to the advantage. I think this is fair from the referee. He showed yellow earlier on. Now he'll show yellow for the intended stoppage of play. It was a promising attack in the attacking third. I think it's fair to see this 11th minute yellow card go to the Brazilian center back Alfeo Bertini.
Well, Robert Suri made a really good decision, played advantage, wait till there was a break in play, and then goes for the infraction earlier.
Good decisions all around from the referee crew so far. Of course, they've benefited Menace. It's a bit easier for us to say that, but I think it's been fair nonetheless. Bertini on the ball, the recently booked Brazilian. Zeron Sewell. Bertini again. Is with Oklahoma Wesleyan, the Eagles there in the Midwestern state. Plays it out right. What a ball this is, and some space for either Padilla, but now it's going to be Fiorini to run onto it. Nice ball across the center, and an important intervention from Jackson Fida. Thunder Bay are able to regain possession. They'll hold it for a moment, but in the end it's given back away. Lance Rosaboom was in there to make sure of that. Morgan.
See how quickly the press came in there just to win the ball back.
Crossed in by Morgan, and you saw the idea. But again, Thunder Bay have done a very good job of defending everything that Menace have put in from the wide areas. You wonder if they'll try to switch and, like you say, utilize some of that space from those center backs being pulled out of position to play through the center more.
Well, what I have noticed, the switch is on really, really quick. So Brian Padilla is putting out with it like in the half space where Fiorini's in the wide area. They've got 2 versus 1 overloads in the wide areas they can combine. But I have noticed a change in the way the Menace have started this game. The speed of actions are a lot quicker, that's for sure.
I think it's by far the best first half performance we've seen from this side. And they've never looked poor necessarily, but they are absolutely on it tonight. You can tell this coaching staff had these guys prepared for the monumental nature of this moment, knowing that this is probably the best team they've seen in quite a while. The last time they faced Thunder Bay was away on their Canada trip. That was almost a month ago now, and they've really been geared up for this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I've said before previously during the games, is that it takes time, to build relationships on the field and get to know each other. And there's players in and out of the roster, although they are training throughout the year. But as you can see how much space they have on the ball, because Thunder Bay have dropped off really deep, and even their 2 holding midfielders have dropped off. So there's so much space, as you can see, but that was intercepted.
Yeah, a bit of a poor pass in the center of midfield. Going the other way, some space for Thunder Bay to run. Down the left side, it's Pekacek. Stops on a dime, and he's able to win a corner kick for Thunder Bay.
It was a great break, but it was the intercept of the pass, the square ball in the tight area was intercepted really well. And that was the movement down the left-hand side where Fiorini was just caught out of position. So in the possession piece, they organize, they're wide, but it's as soon as that possession's lost, take that risk, cover the space as quickly as possible.
Sebastian Canales to take from Santiago Chile into the middle, and a header is glanced the other way. Menace able to clear, and it touched Thunder Bay last, but ooh, a little bit of drama just to the left of your screen as you see referee Robert Sorey come in to sort things out. On the ground there is Neville Morgan, and you just wonder how exactly he got there when you've got a Thunder Bay player standing right next to him, 4 or 5 Menace players around him. That tends to say to me, maybe there was a bit of help to get him on the ground.
Yeah, well, I think Andrea Di Vincenzi came in for the header, flicked it on, but I think there was an off-the-ball incident. As you can see, it's getting a little bit rowdy down there. Let's have another look here.
So you see, I think that's De Vincenzi there who goes down first, and then that second motion, and Zeron Sewell takes a little bit of issue with that, but it's that one. So De Vincenzi is the man who goes down first, and as he's down, you see him kind of move his leg up a bit. I don't think it's purposeful. If we can get the replay another time, I'd love to see it once more, but he comes up, and I think he just kind of clips Neville Morgan, who isn't expecting it, and we will see it one more time thanks to the replay geniuses at CISN. Right here, you see that movement of his legs, and he just kind of shoves him off. I think in that situation, I'd be frustrated if Neville Morgan fell on me.
I also think that as his legs came around, his left boot hit Neville Morgan in the head, I believe. Just out of the picture, but that's what it looked like. Seems to be okay, which is a positive for the Des Moines Menace, but we have spoken about the physicality of Thunder Bay coming into this game, and there's always a little bit of argy-bargy after certain incidents that happen. So I've seen this in the past, and it's what to be expected.
Justin, could you explain to the viewers what argy-bargy is?
A little bit of rough and tumble in the penalty area, I guess. Argy-bargy is a saying that we have in South Africa. We've used that before.
I'm going to use that now, genuinely. I love that. But yeah, as you see, Neville Morgan stepping off the pitch, and a couple players warming up for Menace, but I think that's more precautionary than anything. It looks like Morgan will be more or less fit to carry on in a moment. It's an issue of Robert Sorey letting him back in. Of course, once the trainers come on, it's mandatory that you come off for some period of time until the referees allowed you to re-enter. But in the meantime, it was a throw-in for Menace before all that took place. So Alfeo Bertini does the honors. Menace back on the ball.
Now we can get back to playing football.
That's what we're all here for. 17th minute, 1-0 Menace. And already a couple of bookings, a couple of controversial moments, if you will. And it's been physical. We mentioned it would be. It's been everything we've expected.
And now the Menace will just try and regain some momentum back into this, being 1-0 up, and try and control the game, dictate the pace.
Got the quality to do it.
With players like Kraft just pressing there on Federico Temstili. I'm getting all right. I'm getting better with the Italians and the Spanish. Not quite up to par, Danny, but I'm still learning off you.
I'd have to disagree. I think we're at a pretty high level at this point, Justin. We've made some serious progress in that department, and it's certainly not easy.
It's like miscommunication there. Riley Kraft was expecting Fiorini to make that run.
Yeah, that does happen at times. It's the risk that you take playing long balls, but I think it's one that's worth taking for the most part. This one headed back into midfield, and chasing it down is Roseboom. He'll get a head on it. That was Jonas Buchti in the end, and Neville Morgan's got it, left wing. Good to see him back in the lineup, and Bertini's on the ball.
See how Padilla and Birmingham playing a high line just with Kraft, Riley Kraft working in between the lines.
Gianluca Fiorini into the right corner. He'll play it back, and not enough on that pass. Was looking for Buchti that time. This one cleared away by Thunder Bay, but not out of play. So Zeron Sewell will receive a pass from Connor Langan. Filtered out to Bertini, Bertini once again.
Got the overloads on the far side there of the Menace, creating diamonds and triangles. This is good. Just keep the ball, shift the opponents, and I think it's really important that they do keep the ball and play quickly like they have been trying to do in training.
And moments like that where they do give away the ball, it's where they feel a bit dangerous. Thunder Bay do. Morgan. Bertini once more. Zeron Sewell, who even though he's a center back, tends to be the focal point of this attack, or at least building out those attacking runs. Bertini across midfield. Going down, looked like he was pushed, was Birmingham, but referee says it's fair. And that's not a bad idea for a ball. Andrea Di Vincenzi can't keep it in touch, so a throw-in for Menace.
Now, Thunder Bay are playing really quickly, trying to get the counter-attack going, but they're not getting out quickly enough. And the two holding midfielders in Cesar wearing jersey 18 and Federico number 6, they still 5 yards in front of their backline. The two center backs, and they really just got to get out a little bit quicker.
Bertini in a lot of space, and that's been the case all this first half. He's had a lot of opportunity to run all the way up to midfield and even beyond if he wants to. Other side, Langen has that same space afforded to him. Goes boom back to Zeron Sewell. And you see 10 yards of space for Bertini to just carry it forward. That's not what he'd like to do, and I think Thunder Bay have done their homework. But here's Rose Boom, who is more than capable of getting forward. But now Menace, with this 1-goal advantage, can take their time just a little bit more. Obviously, you don't want to rest on your laurels in the 20th minute, but at the same time, you can be a bit more patient.
Yeah, and I think they just, again, need to be a little more patient as the press came in there from Neville.
Great pressure from Morgan, and Kraft will work it out to the right side, Birmingham. Birmingham dispatches a defender, plays it to the near post, and it was out of play first before the goalkeeper, who's also a front man for a rock band, Eduardo Davino, touched it, so that will make it a goal kick.
He's the entertainment on the bus rides, on the road trips.
I'm sure.
But there was some skill there by Birmingham, just playing the ball on the ground into the near post, expecting some movement there. But look at the press here again from Roseboom and Beauty in the midfield.
But this time Thunder Bay able to get out of that pressure. Left side, Pekacek. That's a nice turn to get Fiorini out of the picture, but the speedy outside back is able to get himself back in frame and back on the ball. Grant Makela with it.
Pekacek was going inside. His better option was on the wide left-hand side here. Was the easier option.
Long ball for Morgan. Gets a head on it, and that keeps it in play. Morgan will see it back on a header from Brandon Birmingham. That will be cleared away. Throw into Menace.
There's lots of movement up front from the Menace with regards to Birmingham either coming into the space and Riley Kraft moving into the space and behind, and the counter movement. They're continuously moving, which is causing problems for the two holding midfielders for Thunder Bay Chill.
How about a deft little touch from Neville Morgan? Doesn't get him anywhere in the end. But in midfield, Menace regained possession, and it's those second or third balls that Menace tend to win. At least they have so far in this first half, and that's kept them on the ball for the vast majority of these first 22 and a half minutes.
We always enjoy a bit of calypso skill on the far side there with Neville Morgan. As you can look at Lance Roseboom playing it into Sewer and trying to get it in space again. He's always supporting the angles and where the ball goes.
Some pressure from Menace. Can Kraft get on the end of this one? No. Davino is alert to the danger, clears it away, and Menace will put it back in with Fiorini. Thought about a quick throw. Instead, he'll play it back. This is Connor Langen, Missouri State Bear. Graduated last year, played 5 seasons as a graduate transfer for there, not a transfer I should say, but a graduate student. Crossed in Morgan, that one's deflected. He's got another bite at the cherry. This one hits the head of Camden Kowalski, and now just outside the box, a free kick, and this sure seems like Riley Kraft territory to me, Justin.
Yeah, and also just going back to that pressure, Lance Roseboom just. Everyone's stepping in. Kraft did it earlier on, won the ball high up the field. Roseboom has just done it again here. Thunder Bay can't close their lines. As you can see here, the ball comes up. Roseboom's in there, goes down, wins the free kick, but they're doing a tremendous job just winning balls in the right area of the field.
Well, 3 players over this ball. It's Morgan and Parija in front of our screen, and on the other side, on the left, is Riley Kraft, who could use that right foot to swing one in on either corner. We've seen him score from free kicks before, and he'll be the one to take this time. Gets it over the wall, and it's not far away, but just on the outside of that near post, out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and it's a difficult area to take a free kick, especially just outside the penalty box, and it takes great technique because you can't hit it with power and try and get the ball down as quickly as possible. And it just went out for a goal kick.
Yeah, so difficult to get it up and then down in time. Kraft did all that, but he just couldn't keep it quite as accurate as he needed to. In midfield, played out to the right side. Kowalski will get forward. He's a right back in a more pure form in a back four tonight, but tends to play wing back. A lot of times you'll see a 3 or a 5 back lineup for Thunder Bay, so he's more than capable of getting forward. That one touched Menace last, so a throw in down that right side for the Chill. And to throw it in this side, Cesar Rubalcaba. Rubalcaba also a big basketball fan. He's played in 6 matches. That's all 6 of Thunder Bay's contests. A 6'2", 170 frame. No small figure there in central midfield. He will throw it all the way into the center of the box where Grant Makela is more than pleased to pick it up.
Makela had oceans of space there. It was pretty easy for him, and there was no pressure on him at all.
That's always the ideal scenario for your guy between the sticks. Roseboom with a nice touch, but just a little bit too much on it. And that will allow Tempestili to recover and play it out wide. Ruben Hollisey. Good header away from Sewell.
Sewell just punching it back into Bertini's feet with composure. Those aren't they are very difficult. You can't judge them. The technique with that header, perfect.
Sewell. Roseboom in defensive midfield. Outside of the boot, nothing to it for a man like him. And he'll win the ball back in midfield as well. What can't he do?
He's done really well there. He's taking care of Birmingham, and as Birmingham just lost possession.
Roseboom again. And it's back to Zeron Sewell. Playing it down this right-hand side. Finds a pass he wants. Padilla with a little bit too much on the touch, and he'll give it away in the end. Jackson Fida comes all the way up 40 yards from goal from his center back position to claim that one. And it's played down the right side. Bertini with an all-important touch with the head to get it back to his goalkeeper, Makela.
Makela playing a higher line, and Zeron Sewell was there to cover anyway if De Viancini had got through.
Well, Grant Makela, another guy who has PDL experience, which of course is what USL League 2 used to be called back in high school. You mentioned Lance Roseboom was a Menace player in his high school days. Makela played from 2012 to 2014, very long time ago, with the now defunct Panama City Beach Pirates. Grew up in Florida from Destin and went to Fort Walton Beach High School. Yeah, what a place to grow up. Some fantastic beaches over there. A place where a lot of people come just to vacation for a while, and an awfully fun place to call home. He'll move it out left to Alfeo Bertini.
I'm still thinking of the word Panama City Bay Pirates.
Quite a mouthful, that team name. On the ball now, Bukti. He'll play this one in. It's a good switch of play. Fiorini chests it down. Can he get a ball in? He can. And no one able to get ahead on it for Menace. Bukti again. And now Kraft. Left side, Morgan. Looking inside for a moment. And he'll play it back now. Padilla. That cross is deflected like so many others that have been in this first half. And despite all the efforts of Thunder Bay, it is out for a corner kick.
Yeah, and Menace are looking to get in the wide areas because there's been some confusion with Thunder Bay as far as who's picking up who, and I think the system is confusing them a little bit. You know, with Fiorini out on our near side, and then on the far side, Neville Morgan, they're trying to figure out who needs to press and pick up.
Kraft to take the corner. Into the middle. Finds the far side, takes a couple of bounces. Still in that region where it could be dangerous. Switched back. Kraft might have another go. This time he'll lay it off. Morgan. Chipped ball in. Headed into the area. Roseboom claims it. Can't hold on. And cleared away only as far as Gianluca Fiorini.
Menace are doing really well, winning the ball high up the field in the final third, in and around the penalty box. Thunder Bay just can't seem to clear their lines at this point.
Beautiful ball from Roseboom all the way in the corner. Can they cross it in from here? Again, it's blocked. And that was very important backtracking work by Tempestili. The midfielder got all the way back to force a corner kick.
Just Fiorini's touch there just eluded him, and that's what slowed it down for Tempestrini to come through and close down, but conceding a corner. But Kraft has been consistent with the corners on the right-hand side. Those in-swingers are a problem. They just need somebody on the end of them now.
Another in-swinger to come from Kraft. Back into that same area, and this time a head on it, but Sky is well over the bar, out for a goal kick. I believe it was a touch from Bertini, and we mentioned earlier on this season, he did grab a goal at this very same Valley Stadium a couple of home match days ago.
Yes, he did, and he's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card as well, so he's just taking care of himself and watching the challenges he goes into.
Roseboom on the pass from Langen. Langen will see it again. Fiorini. Some space to run down that left side, but no one makes that opportunistic run.
And I think Padilla was looking to, his run wasn't quick enough, and he was looking for that ball, but the Menace had to rebuild again. It was all off and off sync. But Roseboom was always looking for the ball and dictating the pace. Just look at his movement, little shimmy shake, in, out, gets the ball back. Always involved.
Buchty, left side Morgan. There in midfield looking to hold on after some physical pressure. He will do so. Bertini. It's a nice little move from him. Even the center backs on the back line for Menace have their moments of dribbling skill. Sewell plays it forward. Buchty's in space.
Sewell's having a go at Fiorini because he didn't make that run out on our near side.
Could still work out for Menace. Morgan, couple of step overs. Moves, nice driving run, and the cross into the middle is again going to find a player in blue for Thunder Bay. This one cleared out. David Chenzi dispossessed by an aggressive Bertini. A 1-2 and again a clearance. Thunder Bay have gotten touches on everything going forward, it seems, for Menace.
Well, again, it's the press. You know, Morgan is having a field day out there against the right back, Camden Kowski. But his delivery and technique, it's got to be better. There needs to be a little more texture on the ball he plays, maybe pick someone out, or just drive it in and hopefully it deflects off someone. Let's see if something happens here.
Doesn't have to wait for another opportunity. He's got it again. He will send a cross in. This time it's in a dangerous area. Cleared away again by those blue shirts in the middle. They'll work another opportunity on the right side. That's a clever little ball and brought down again. Another penalty shout. This one has a little less meat on it, but Justin, I wouldn't have been surprised to see the whistle get blown again.
Yeah, I think Fiorini maybe came in a bit late there as it was cleared by the Thunder Bay defender. And the linesman was definitely said no, and referee was like, no.
Yeah, he had the view on at that time, Sean Giza did, and as the center referee, you want to trust your AR in that situation. He was right in front of it, nobody obstructing his view. He was very close, and I don't mind that decision, being in that area, being able to see it so closely. The AR says no, I'll trust that.
And there was not much appeal from the Menace players either. No. What a win there by Siran Sewell.
How about another one? Roseboom.
As he was adjusting his shin guard.
It's all light work to him. Might as well just adjust the shin pads for a moment, make it a little more challenging on yourself. Back line to Hollisey. Played forward, Tempestili. That one given away, but Thunder Bay win it back quickly. That pass forward is squandered, and Sewell's on it again.
Just great skill there. He just drops his shoulder, moves into space, turns outside of the foot. Great technique.
Langen sends it into midfield. Buchty's got it, and he'll give it to Fiorini under some pressure. High ball, but Bertini controls it. Played forward for Birmingham now. Played across Riley Kraft in his own half. Sewell. Right side of defense, Connor Langen. Langen with a long ball. He's known for those. And this one will find a running Birmingham, but can he hold on? No, he can't, and he touched it last. So excellent defending work in the end from Devin Jorgensen, the Thunder Bay native, one of only a few players who's local to the Ontario Lakeside City. Very quick throw in on the other end for Menace. Siran Sewell the new owner of the ball, and he'll play it quickly to Beauty.
I'd love to see his possession count. Sewell at the back there, he always wants the ball. I think Roseboom is dictating the pace in the midfield for the Menace, and the Thunder Bay have backed off him, and they just need to put pressure on him, I believe, and just make him go backwards or sideways. But they're showing a lot of respect.
Neville Morgan, another chance to play a ball in. He has torched that right defender, Kowalski. He'll do it again, and again, the cross has just not got the quality to come in, very much like what we saw 6 days ago against Manitoba. He had the better of his outside defender all night long. There were only a couple of crosses that actually made it into the box.
Yeah, Camden Kowalski knows that he's coming inside. He does a couple of scissors, then he takes it onto his left foot on the outside. He's just got to be a watch out for that. Don't get caught on the back foot. I think this is the fourth corner for the Menace.
Kraft will send in fourth of 4. This header is put in the right direction, but it doesn't quite have the accuracy, and that will be another goal kick.
Another dangerous in-swinger there by Riley Kraft. As we take a look at it here, we'll see who got on the end of it as the sun is just glaring into his eyes. Whips that ball in into the near post, and it was Lance Roseboom, I believe, on the end of it, just flicking it into the far post.
A former New Mexico Lobo, graduated in 2011, did Lance Roseboom. As we mentioned, he's a local product here in Iowa. Went to Xavier High School in Cedar Rapids. That's the high school alma mater of another soccer legend here, and former national champion Charlie Bales, who's now in the front office. Good to see the local flavor. It's not something you get too often with Menace. They're picking the best in the entire nation, and a lot of times outside of the nation as well. So when you get a local product, that means something to these home fans, and they have shown out in support of their local boy, Lance Roseboom.
And it's great to have a local player in it as well, because, you know, you'll get fans coming out from Cedar Rapids. I mean, Charlie Bales used to, when he was still playing 14 and 15, as you see Steele just breaking the line here on his own.
And not a bad ball either. It's just going to be Kowalski who gets there a bit quicker, but my goodness, that's not a bad ball on the run, making a 30-yard run forward as a center back, holding onto the ball, and playing almost an inch-perfect pass across the pitch. There on Sewell. An absolute show of professionalism, of quality. It's been a really good first half for Menace. Only one goal to show for it so far, and they would like to have a second one. Lance Roseboom beaten to the ball. Coming the other way. Tepestili plays it wide. In midfield. It's like Rubalcaba. Moving it out left. On the ball now, this is Rubalcaba, and he'll play it in midfield. Pikacek moves it out wide. This ball sent down the right. Kowalski with a chance to run and play across, and he does so. Back post, there's a free header, and DiVincenzi has the equalizer out of nothing. It's against the run of play, but we knew this is what Thunder Bay were capable of. And just as we mentioned, Menace have struggled to take advantage of those left side crosses. Across from the right, yields the equalizing goal. Now we're level again, Justin.
Well, a little bit of skill there on the far side, breaking the line. Vicenzi coming in on the far post, just working off the shoulder of Langen, I believe. And it was an inch-perfect cross, and just managed to nod it past Makala in goal, and across his body, hard to save. Most definitely well-taken technique. As we look at this again, Bertini with his arms down, maybe not enough pressure on the ball, but again, they've soaked up, Thunder Bay have soaked up so much pressure here. They enjoyed a little passage of play, broke forward, and they just managed to break the lines in a few areas, especially on the far side there with Neville, who was just split on the inside with the ball played on them into the wide area.
Somehow, Menace missed marking the only player who has scored a goal in the starting 11 for Thunder Bay this season. That was Andrea DiVincenzi. And flying down in a heap will be Jackson Fida. He will win his team a free kick. And that'll be a chance for Thunder Bay to relieve some of that pressure in their defensive third. DiVincenzi with a second goal on the campaign in 7 matches. He's got 1 assist to boot as well. Again, keep in mind, he replaced 5-goal scoring Osita Obikwe, who's more of a central striker by trade. Played with Turkish and Cypriot amateur clubs. Obikwe's been all around, and a proper professional he is, but not able to be in the team that has traveled to Des Moines. Lance Roseboom back on the ball. Bekacek giving him some trouble, but nothing Roseboom can't handle. Bertini's got it and he'll play it forward. Neville Morgan.
Well, now it's 1-1 at the moment, and this is where Menace need to get back on the ball, control the game. It's all even. And sometimes when you score goals earlier in the matches and that, it's not the best thing to do, but because it never turns out the same. I've seen so much in the turnover stuff as the ball's launched forward there by Langen. But that's an easy one for Eduardo in goal. But I think that's the moment that Thunder Bay were waiting for. Just waiting for that one moment where the Menace have opened up and just been caught out of, one, being caught out of possession, and two, they have to defend. And they just got into the zone where they've got the ball all the time. So it's that transition from attacking to defending, and just was a little bit off in sequence.
It's those little mental mistakes that you can't make against, a Peoria or a Thunder Bay. This is the first time we played either of those two teams at home. And for now on the score line, it's costing them the division title. Of course, they'll have 2 more match days after this, even if they don't clinch it, but they want to do it tonight. And they'd like to keep that perfect streak at home going this season. Bertini on the ball across midfield. What a switch of play that is. Will it find its target? It will. Fiorini. He is happy to play it back safely to Connor Langen. Sewell in the center circle. That Valley Tiger logo. And on the left, this is Jonas Buchti, the German from Rottingen, Germany. Played in the Fortuna Dusseldorf Academy. Produced plenty of quality players that Bundesliga side has. Now he's playing with the Akron Zips. He was a freshman with them last year. This is a good ball out to the left, and will it release Morgan? It will. But good challenge in the end. Camden Kowalski, the assist on the first goal a moment ago. And he's made some crucial defensive interventions as well. That one ends up going off of Neville Morgan, which will yield a goal kick for Thunder Bay.
Well, again, just on that far side, Neville finding space and behind, but the issue's coming from the midfield. The player on the far side, I'll get his name just now, but he's too far wide. There's too much of a gap. And Camden Kowalski is tucked in. So what's happening is the Menace are able to play that split ball into those channels or into the half space areas. And I think if they don't fix that, they could be in a bit of trouble because they're going to be exposed in those situations.
Again, it's just going to be a matter of that quality of the final ball, that pass that you play in from that left wing, because we've seen so many chances. There's space on the back line in moments like this where they move it out wide. So much space for Connor Langen to pick out the pass he wants. And then when you get forward, it's that kind of 20 to 25 yards away from goal space that you mentioned, Justin. There's space to potentially shoot from.
So Francesco Busini, he's actually been pulled deep into a deeper position. He's one of the front three, but just to do the defending on the far side, and he's been pinned back to take care of Neville Morgan.
Roseboom rises highest for a header. Kraft, good little dinked ball. And Birmingham trying to chase this one down. He will. And that will go out not for a corner kick, but for a deep throw-in. Morgan will be the one to take it. They'll send it back to Alfeo Bertini.
Look how deep Thunder Bay are as well. I mean, they're going to just hold on. They're going to wait for that chance and then try and break.
Not the pass that Connor Langen wanted to produce on that occasion. And neither was that one from midfield. DiVincenzi had the goal earlier on, but his passing not quite up to par as his finishing was a moment ago. Here's a ball forward after the advantage played by Robert Sori. Played down the right and just too much on that ball. So much space to pick out Gianluca Fiorini, but it was not exploited on that occasion.
Fiorini's either got to start making inverted runs, just reading the game a little more. He's not the paciest on the right-hand side. He's good with the ball at his feet. And I think what the Menace are looking for in those certain areas with Padilla and Kraft and Birmingham are looking for that movement in the wide areas to break that line.
And in those first 5 minutes, it was exquisite. It was exactly what we've been waiting on Menace to do in a first half. And for some reason, after that 20th minute mark, it seems like it's dropped off a bit.
Yeah, it has. Thunder Bay have been patient off the ball. They haven't had much of the possession, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's that they'll counter-attack. They'll take their chances, as they did with Giovancini. And I think the Menace they need to be a little more patient, because it's hard to break down teams that defend this deep with 5 and 6 behind the ball.
Morgan moves outside. That's what he's preferred to do so far in that wide space. This time he'll play back. Buchty. Cross in. No one there in a Menace shirt. Roseboom heads it down. In the area was Padilla, but he couldn't hold on to it. And going down is DiVincenzi. Fiorini stuck a leg in, and that's almost never going to produce anything helpful for you. Connor Langen in the end is the man who is whistled as the guilty party.
I don't think he needed a foul there. They had the momentum. The attacking player was going back towards his own goal. Now Thunder Bay just have time to recollect themselves, get organized, and possibly look for a long ball forward.
This one played across midfield by Thunder Bay, and Zeron Sewell the first to get there. Second ball goes to Rubalcaba. He loses possession, and coming the other way, Menace, it could be a break. No one really there to help him. Riley Kraft is forward. It's cleared away. Kowalski again. He has been equal to just about every challenge he's faced on that right side. 1 minute of added time, so could be within 30 seconds or so of seeing the halftime whistle, and I think Thunder Bay would be very pleased to go in at 1-1, but Menace aren't willing to give that score line. As we've got a corner kick coming up, Fiorini is the one to earn it, and of course it'll be Riley Kraft to take. This could be the last action of half number 1. Riley Kraft, 5'9", 150 attacking midfielder from the Sacramento Republic Academy. With corner kick number 5, could this one be the one that yields Menace's second goal to go ahead a second time? And it comes back into the fray, headed out at the near post. Top of the box, Padilla. Can he get a shot away? He can. And this one is deflected into the grateful arms of Eduardo Davino. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last action of the first 45 minutes. After 45 here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, it's 1-1 Thunder Bay with a late equalizer in that first half to keep honors even going into the halftime team talk. For Justin Forrester and myself, Danny Catula, we'll take a break right here on the home of the Menace. Live on YouTube, it's CISN.
Joints are keeping you from what you really want to do. Whether it's playing with your kids, golfing on the weekends, or dancing with your spouse on date night, DMOS can help. Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons. DMOS, a nationally recognized team of orthopedic specialists, can help make it happen. Rated among the state's best for joint replacement surgery, DMOS offers the Metro's most comprehensive range of play-restoring orthopedic services, from sports medicine, urgent injury, to physical therapy. At DMOS, we're ready to help you get back to living. Learn more at dmos.com.
Hi, it's Amanda with Holt's Plumbing and Heating. With inventory tight, Holt not only anticipated the need, but took the risk of stocking up on our most popular products. While our competitors scramble to find furnaces, air conditioners, and water heaters, we have plenty of stock, ready to be installed. Even though we have extra products, now we see demand at an all-time high. To sweeten the deal, we are also offering 0% financing on your new purchase. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
First half in the books, and neither side has an advantage to show for it. We told you it'd be physical. We told you it would be tightly contested. This 2-decade-old rivalry has been quite the showing in this first half. Des Moines Menace and Thunder Bay Chill even at 1. Welcome back into the booth at Valley Stadium with my commentary partner, Justin Forster. My name's Danny Catula, and it's a pleasure to bring you into halftime coverage here on CISN. Justin, First half in the books, and it looked like Menace had put a complete performance in the first half, especially with that early goal, the penalty. It looked so good, and somehow it fell off a little bit. Thunder Bay, I think, a deserved equalizer towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, I think they worked hard for it. They've dropped off deep in a very, very low block. It's difficult for the Menace to break them down. I think they need to be a little more patient. They are switching the ball quickly, so they're having success with Neville Morgan on the left-hand side. They need to sort something out on the right. They need some pace down there, take on the fullback. The fullback's having a field day, to be honest with you. Nothing much really happening. But the patience is the key. Thunder Bay worked hard. It was a beautiful delivery from the right and well taken. Viacenzi on the far post, just heading it past the goalkeeper. But marking, again, picking up players, has got to be questioned.
When you look at the quality of this Thunder Bay side, it doesn't feel like a terrible result at halftime to be at 1-1. But for this Menace team, there is no team that they expect to be drawing with. So the expectation will be to go on and get a few more goals and to get the victory. For you, if you're Coach Dean Johnson, if you're getting in the gaffer's head, is it a change in personnel? Is it a change in tactics? What do you think is one thing that could alter this game in favor of Menace?
I think the tactics are right. The shape is right. No issues there, to be honest with you, Danny. I think if there's going to be a change, now I don't expect him to make one. I think he'll wait till the 60th minute or 65th minute, but maybe some pace on the right-hand side would be the choice that I'll go through. And I think they have it on the bench, and I think they've got the players capable of doing it.
Something to mention, one man who's not on the bench or in the starting 11 who we've been accustomed to seeing, that's Corey Cupid. And we mentioned Eddie Speed as well in the open, another guy who's not available. And Eddie Speed, true to his name, is one of those quicker outside backs who we would love to be able to call upon. So we'll see if the 11 on the pitch are able to do it, or if we see some substitutions early on in the second half. Justin and I will take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment on CISN.
A new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors, and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Halftime coverage for you in West Des Moines on CISN, home of Des Moines Menace. 1-1 is the scoreline, as you see. Des Moines looked like the better side early on. Thunder Bay were able to equalize. Justin, run us through how each side got their goal.
Well, Thunder Bay trying to clear their lines here with Birmingham trying to get the ball under control. Just pops out as they're trying to break the line. Handball. And definitely a handball, just a melee of everything. Yeah, Brandon Birmingham just composed it, opens the hips up, sends the keeper the wrong way and plants it in the opposite corner. A well-taken penalty, that's for sure. As you can see this again, the goalkeeper trying to put him off. Diavino goes the wrong way. there's just so much composure in that technique. And then here, as you look on the far side, this is the break that they had Kowalski on the far, delivering the ball, and there you have it, was Andrea Di Vincenzi just drifting off the opponent. I'm going to question the defending here, because two players were going in to mark the one, who was actually Ruvalcaba, who broke and drew two players with him, two defenders that wasn't needed, and somebody had to stay with Vincenzi. Actually, very good from a striker's point of view, working off the shoulders of the center backs.
And he was the man who came in for a guy who had been scoring a lot of goals in front of him. So excellent work for Di Vincenzi to get that equalizing goal, and that's why we're level at the break. More halftime coverage and, of course, the second half of action in just a moment for you right here on CISN.
At DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, we want you to experience the DeArmond difference.
My dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure your ownership experience is exceptional.
We're completing phase 2 of our major reconstruction project at our Indianola location, providing a state-of-the-art customer lounge and waiting area and soon-to-be all-new showroom, reinvesting back into our communities.
DeArmond Ford Indianola and DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. Experience the DeArmond difference today. DeArmondAuto.com.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org. Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
Halftime is just about 5 minutes away from being wrapped up, and that means second half action coming in just a few for you on CISN home of Des Moines Menace. Justin Vorster joining myself, Danny Catula, in the commentary booth at Valley Stadium. And for Des Moines, it's not quite the halftime score they were hoping for. Thunder Bay, of course, a worthy opponent, probably the most difficult opposition Menace have faced here at home so far. But that being said, they're going to want a little bit more from the second half. We mentioned it in halftime that maybe it's a change in personnel. Maybe you try and find a guy on that right wing who can offer a little bit more pace to you, Justin. But outside of that, tactically, what, if anything, should be shifted?
I think the wide areas, like I've said, that's the area to expose. It's been proven down the left-hand side there with Neville Morgan. Now, it's maybe trying to get Riley Kraft is doing a great piece of work just in behind the two up front in Brandon Birmingham and Brian Padilla. Brian Padilla maybe needs, like on the opposites, just pull into the half space area, try and maintain a position out there, win in possession, and be patient. Fiorini, if he's still in, hog the touchline. Morgan, hog the touchline, and let's just shift the ball quick, and then look for those quick switches, because then all you got to do is try and stretch that back line out. Try and get the left back and right back out of position. Try and stretch them, so then you can expose the half spaces. That's where Riley Kraft can work off Birmingham and Padilla. And then Lance Roseboom, I mean, literally he could sit in front of the back three because he's dictating the pace from there. He's always involved in the build-ups. And do that, and then maybe make a change there and get more of an attacking midfielder on, and maybe change that shape and then you could just go 3 on the line with the movement. Elliot Goldthorpe is back. I spoke to him the other day, and I know he's just itching to get back on the field. His experience from playing at a high level, I think that would give an opportunity to change things up. But we'll see as the players come out. But I want to give credit to Thunder Bay. It's a totally different team that I'm used to seeing over the past seasons. They've been absolutely fantastic. They've been disciplined while they're defending. They just need to sort out the right-hand side. There's a miscommunication between the player on I believe it's Busini and Kowalski, because Busini has now been pushed into a deeper area to try and defend. And I think that if they sort that out, I think they've got everything. They've got the game in front of them, and that's exactly what they want. So credit to the way they've been organized, Danny.
And I think, the expectation was almost that they'd play a different style. I don't know that that's been the case. They've played mostly that same drop back and defense style. They've done it more effectively, I think, has been the difference. So that's where you start to give credit to Thunder Bay. They've used the same tactic that other teams have, but they've done it with so much more success. When they had that counterattacking chance, to their credit, they took it.
Yes, they did. And like you said, they have always been a counterattacking team. As long as I've known them coming here to play the Menace, but they're different, and then we saw the highlights from their earlier games at Minneapolis City, where they won 3-1, and St. Croix 3-1. They were playing some good football, and they were catching teams on the break, but there was some great technique in the way they played, so they're very different. They're a lot more organized, and I think they're looking, they want to come second, or they want to try, you know what I mean? They want to go through to the next round, so I think we're in for a thrilling second half here, Danny, that's for sure.
We sure are. And if they do make those national playoffs, they've been national finalists on 4 occasions in their history. They've only won once they've gotten to that stage. They've had a winning record in 13 of their last 16 seasons. And something that's to their credit, Giovanni Petralia is the Italian manager of Thunder Bay Chill. He's in his 8th season with the club. That's not a lot of continuity that you see in this league, but he is one of few guys who has stuck around with this Chill side. And they've been very talented for a long time. They've been well organized for a long time. We'll see if they can get this coup finished up and find a way to get a point or even more off of Menace in this second half. 1-1 is the score that we'll bring into half number 2. And look at this overload on the left wing. Somebody, I guess, off of your screen. There's a couple of players who I guess are the 2 center backs, Fida and Hollisey, one of them is going to just run up and play an enormous ball down the left side, and 6 players are going to run at it. Or at least that's how it looks to me. We'll see if that's what they end up doing. That would be quite the strategy.
Well, I hope the Menace are ready for this.
Well, they see it in front of them, surely. Surely they're expecting it, but we ought to find out.
See, Fiorini's dropped into the back line, and so is Neville Morgan, so they are prepared for this.
Yeah, proper back 5. Fiorini is in that top right corner of your picture. He's your right wing back, and just to the left of him, you can't see, but that's Connor Langan, Zeron Sewell, and Alfeo Bertini, their fellow center backs. And Neville Morgan, as you mentioned, Justin, is on the left side of defense.
Well, you can see Lance Roseboom is dropped in a little bit deeper on the right, and Beauty's also shifted across. So they prepared for this situation. I think I wonder if there's a substitution coming in here. And yes, sir.
It's the captain, Matteo Roli. Usually a left wing back. He can play in midfield as well. Formerly played in Cyprus. It's his 6th season with Thunder Bay Chill. 30 years old, brings a lot of experience at this level. And that's a guy that you got to be a bit fearful of. Not the paciest player, or at least isn't quite as pacey as he once was, but that doesn't mean he has a lot of class on him and obviously a lot of experience. And he's already on the ball playing it forward, proving that class.
Well, the expectation of that kickoff didn't lead to the expectations
they played the other way.
We're looking for, and the driven ball in wasn't really a driven ball. It was a dink, to be honest with you.
Bit of a misdirection, if you will. Something you might see off a Ted Lasso training pitch, as you're going to see a throw in now down the right side from Cesar Rubalcaba.
Haven't heard Ted Lasso for a while, that's for sure.
Well, hoping the 3rd season comes out fairly soon, and that was an error in defense, to say the least. But Menace will be fortunate to earn a free kick. The unfortunate man in that is Lance Roseboom, who has taken quite a beating, and also on the floor. Is that Connor Langan on the ground there?
No, I think it might be
getting some.
It looks like
help from Grant Makela.
Neville Morgan or Bertini.
Well, it's somebody on this back line. It could. I think it's.
Oh yeah, that would.
I can't tell who it is who ends up on the back. I think it's Connor Langan. Although that's Bertini on the ground now too. Potentially 3 players at the same time on the floor.
But again, it was taking care of that long throw in, and it's caused a problem. In the first half, Makela had an easy one to save, but there he managed to get a fingertip to it. But just got to be aware of this, just the complacency coming out after the halftime break.
And again, that physicality from Chill in the attacking third. Across midfield, Menace getting it forward for the first time in half number 2. This one sent away, but winning the ball is Neville Morgan. On this far left side, Riley Kraft. Morgan again, far left corner. Tried to move it back outside, and that's a movie that Kowalski's seen too many times. He was able to stop it. And giving the ball away, Menace. Rolli's got it. And he will give it away just as quickly. Zeron Sewell. Now it's Connor Langan. Fiordini. Back to Langan. Sewell forward, and that's a nice little touch from Pukti, but he won't get any sympathy from the referee. He went down, but no foul. Almost was able to win it back, but his touch goes right to Montiaroli. He will take Rolli down, and that'll be advantage played by Robert Sori. Meanwhile, probing down this left side is Thunder Bay. Cleared away for now, headed back into the area. Left wing, can they hold on to it? But Kokchik is the man on the ball for now in blue, and he'll hold on to it, and really he won't get any sympathy from the referee either. Throw in for Menace.
Well, Thunder Bay have come out a little bit differently today for the second half. Most definitely have.
The Kokchik
They're starting to press a little bit here as well, you know, so they've come out with a little more energy, and I think when I'm looking at this, Matteo Rolli's come in, and he's on the right-hand side, on the side where we're talking about Neville Morgan, where Neville Morgan has been exposing Thunder Bay. So maybe his experience has come in just to nullify that situation and deal with Morgan.
In comes the corner. Makela able to claim it, but there were plenty of players in the area. Looks like Francesco Bussini is the man we're going to go with, who's come off. Mattiaroli is going to replace him on the right side of, well, I mean, a little bit of defense, a little bit of attack. It seems like a proper 5-back formation now, something we're more used to seeing from Thunder Bay.
I think Thunder Bay will be happy with a point in the road, but we still got a long half to go. And just, you know, we know how the Menace are. With what Des Moines Menace have coming off the bench and the quality, I mean, the fresh legs coming into the game. And it just exposes the opposition as we've seen in the past.
Lance Roseboom. Bukti. Zeron Sewell with a one-touch pass.
That's better, though, Danny, because now they're playing it one touch, they're playing it quick, and I think that's been instructed to them at halftime.
Here's Morgan. Moves through 5 defenders and puts it in the back of the net. The magician Morgan has pulled the goal out of his hat, and Des Moines Menace lead 2-1 in incredible circumstances.
Wow. The Calypso King, Neville Morgan from Jamaica, just absolutely terrorized the back line there. That was absolutely unbelievable. From an acute angle, the goal that he scored. But here, you look at him. He gets the ball. He goes inside of Matteo, breaks past the defender. Keeper comes out. And the narrowest of angles. And he just plays that past the goalkeeper. And he rolls into the far post. The start that the Menace wanted, most definitely.
But look at this again. Full control of that ball. Look at this.
What a burst of pace. You know, it made that look easy. You don't want to lunge in because you might give away a penalty. And the celebration to follow.
I mean, he deserves any celebration that comes to his imagination after a goal like that. The left wing back has his first goal of the campaign. What a way to open your scoring account for Des Moines Menace. You're not going to see a goal with that amount of skill anywhere in League Two this season unless you're watching a replay of that goal. 52nd minute, and Des Moines Menace are up 2-1. It's not the bicycle kick that'll get all the highlights in the Sports Center Top 10, but it is equally deserving of quite a lot of national praise. What a goal that is. And now with some pressure, Menace back on the ball in a dangerous area. Here's Kraft. He could have a go from here. It's blocked. And that will fall harmlessly away for a corner kick. Menace smell blood in the water.
Well, Kraft had Birmingham in space inside the defender. That could have been the ball, but Kraft wanting to get on the score sheet on his left foot. Try and take a strike, gets a corner out of it, but it takes a piece of individual brilliance to score goals like that from Morgan.
Kraft capable of individual brilliance himself. He'll send in this set piece. Far post, players in the area, keeper couldn't get there, but Thunder Bay defending by committee. He'll clear this one away for now, but one back by Buchty. He's still got it, crosses it in, again deflected. Nice little piece of skill from him. Now you see it, now you don't with the dribbling. Played in, couple of touches, poorly defended, and Kraft on the left wing. Touches it down to himself. Morgan has a cross this time. Oh, a little back heel effort from Brandon Birmingham, and you saw what he was trying to do, just flick it on to Padilla going forward, but not quite enough. 53rd minute, still 2-1 Menace. The fans are in full voice, the team's in full form, and they've got the 1-goal lead.
Well, you can see the confidence oozing in the players. Earlier on, after the goal, Morgan went on a scintillating run forward, winning the ball earlier from Birmingham. Didn't get it because he checked back in space, and then Birmingham played it in. That was just a little bit earlier on. But you can see that now there's momentum, and that was a critical header there by Ziran Sewell.
Yeah, sure was. If not, that whole back line was beaten by the counter-attacking run of DiVincenzi. This one played out to the right by Roseboom. Latching onto it, Fiorini.
And that's the movement that they needed from Fiorini.
It is. Now we'll play it back. And it's going to be Langen. Fiorini now moves it to Morgan. In midfield, Roseboom. Still with that holding midfield role that he's so good in. Fiorini again on the pass from Buchty. He'll put a first-time cross in. And it's defended well at the near post by Jackson Fida.
And that was a dangerous ball there by Fiorini. Now he's playing with a little more confidence. Beautiful delivery and great run earlier on as well to receive the ball on the far side. It was a dangerous ball that was played in.
2 changes to give you for Des Moines before we get the restart going. It'll be a Des Moines attacking throw-in, but for now we're going to see the introduction first off of Narciso Cervantes. He's going to come in, potentially could come in midfield, could come in as a wing-back option. We'll just see who comes off.
Birmingham, I believe.
And we'll also see Alessandro Salvadego, who, as you mentioned, Justin, will replace Brandon Birmingham. So Birmingham's off, Salvadego's on. That's a like-for-like change. One number 9 in for another. One of them literally wearing the number 9, of course. Your second player to come in, Narciso Cervantes. And we'll see who he replaces. And it's Neville Morgan. So we'll see Cervantes move out to the left wing-back position in all likelihood. That's a place that he's played more recently. He's a center midfielder by trade. Intended to play that position at Loyola Marymount. And before that was Santa Monica, the Corsairs. So now Menace will throw in with a couple of reinforcements. They're the first to make changes, excluding Rowley's introduction, of course. This one headed to the back post, and it's headed out just as quickly, but Bertini able to win it. Right side.
Cervantes getting his first touch on the ball.
Yeah, it's always crucial to get that first touch, settle the nerves a little bit as Sewell's on the ball on the back line. Bertini now. Sewell again. He will bypass Langen and send it to Fiorini. Well, actually, that'll be Buchty that time. Here's Lance Roseboom. Buchty, very high up the pitch is Fiorini, but Buchty will send it in himself. Not a bad effort, but headed away. But played right back in. Rowley tried to clear it away. Kraft was there. Now Roseboom with a challenge. He can't get the ball. Coming the other way, Rubalcaba. He'll send it long. Ooh, a midfield. Shout for a free kick at midfield. A little bit of physicality from Zeron Sewell, but that's all it was in the end, says Robert Sorey.
Just see Sewell just carries on with the game, gets the ball off his goalkeeper, Makala. Doesn't worry about any infringements, although it didn't look innocuous, to be honest with you.
Sent long. This could find the run of Salvadego. Can he hold on to it? He can for now. He'll play it out left wing, Cervantes. Can he get a cross in early on? Yes, he can. Plays it to the back post. 2 players in black in the area, headed out. And about 40 yards from goal, Lance Roseboom will claim it.
Check out Roseboom's actually dictating the pace, just telling players where to play the ball.
A captain without the armband. Good ball out to the left side. Cervantes keeps it in play along the touch line. In the left corner, crosses it in, players in the area, and that header is just wide, and at the end of the day, it feels like an opportunity squandered from Alessandro Salvadego.
And what a player to come into the game, Salvadego. His quality, remember what he did in our first home game. I mean, he absolutely terrorized the St. Croix back four.
Yeah, and he did it off the bench, scoring a brace. So that's always going to be impressive. Wow, that's a massive collision. And one of those where the referee instantly signals for both players to come out. That's a nasty challenge. Both players getting hit on the head. For Menace, that's Zeron Sewell. And it's DeVincenzi, the man up front for Thunder Bay. They collided. They've had plenty of battles in this match, and neither one of them are going to go lightly into a challenge. You'll see it again.
Oh, that was that, and they're both going for the ball. There was a fair challenge. I mean, but wow, they just knocked each other out. Hopefully, both players are okay. Sewell's down, Vicenzi's down, but just look at that again. You could tell in the reaction from Sewell.
He falls heavily, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he seems to be up.
You love to see that, you know, obviously, there's so much potential for a really wrong situation. I mean, those are the types of moments where you have life-threatening situations with head-on-head collisions like that, and both players obviously doing all right by those standards. It looks like Sewell, for his part, is going to throw some water over his head and call it good. He'll hope to come back on. The coaching staff may have different plans for him. 2 out-and-out center backs are in the substitutes bench that they could call on. And now DiVincenzi will get a yellow card for his troubles.
I'll be interested to see what it was. Let's have a look here. Didn't they? I mean, they look like they both went for the ball, right?
It looks like a fair challenge. I think the argument from Robert Sorey would be Sewell had position on the ball. He got to the ball first, and coming in just a hair late, just like a tackle, you know, with your feet, would be DiVincenzi makes a fair play on the ball. So it's nothing, you know, ill-intended, but technically because Sewell gets there first, DiVincenzi comes in, and he initiates the contact with his header. I think that's why they would decide to go with Sewell in that instance. Of course, it's awfully harsh to DiVincenzi to take the head injury and then take the yellow card.
Yeah, and like you said, he was a little bit late going into the challenge, but was it intended? But obviously it was late. It's a head injury. Both players are fine, which is great news, to be honest with you. So that's good news moving forward. Nothing too critical.
And now both players back on the pitch. DiVincenzi allowed to re-enter by Robert Sorey, the center referee. Left side here, Cervantes. He's had some skill out here, and he'll use some more of it. Cuts back, plays it to the top of the box, 30 yards from goal, Bukti. He'll let it drop back for Lincoln. Roseboom for Sewell. Didn't take long getting him back on the ball, did it?
No, it didn't. He got up, jogged off. He took a few instructions there from Adam Kay.
This one crossed in, and in the area was Salvadego looking to make something of it, but instead cleared away. We've seen that plenty of times. Out for another corner for Menace.
No, depending on how severe the challenge was, you know, there's all these concussion protocols now in place, and you've just got to be very, very careful nowadays, that's for sure.
And in the meantime, Thunder Bay have to be careful they don't concede a third on this corner chance. Riley Kraft has put plenty of good balls in the area. Nothing scored so far. This one near post and low. Not his best effort. headed away partially. A second header away from the captain, Roli. And Menace will be content to play it back, actually to Thunder Bay. But they'll win it back in any case. It's been excellent defending in midfield to recover, even when they do give the ball away in the second half.
The counter press has been really good by the Menace. I mean, they're pouncing onto those situations. As soon as the ball's given away, they're working within 6 seconds, the 6-second rule, to win it back immediately. And then look at the numbers around the ball. Once it's picked up, you know, you've got Beauty, you've got Roseborn around the ball. Fiorini's having a better second half. Starting to work their way into the game here are the Menace.
Salvadego, left side of goal. He can score from this angle. This time he'll cross it, and it takes a touch off a Thunder Bay defender. It's always dangerous. Ruben DeHollisey gets a touch in there, and you just fear for the worst that you put it in your own net there. He does well to steer it out for a corner instead.
And Salvadego does really well. Gets that ball on his right foot. He draws the defender and opens up his hips and just slides it past him, just onto his left foot. It was good defending there by Ruben DeHollisey.
Riley Kraft in the spotlight one more, plays it in from the corner. Back post, there's a player there. Can they cross it in from here? Not quite, but still in contention. This one played to the near post and all the way by the goal line. Never going to trouble Eduardo Diavino. 6'1", 215 pounds, and he is fit. That is just a big boy right there.
You see how quickly the Menace get behind the ball, so they stop the long ball played in, the long punt from the goalkeeper, Diavino.
It's good for defense purposes, but also helpful for attack as they get forward. Cervantes for Kraft. Kraft plays this one in. Finds the head of Salvadego, and it's just wide, not by much. Diavino happy to claim that one. Not a whole lot of power on it either.
But he still scrambled for it. It was going the opposite way. Eduardo Diavino, the man from Rome, Italy. There's quite a few Romans in this team.
There are a few.
The gladiators are back. Eh?
Well, they play like gladiators as well with the physicality. I would imagine the Roman influence has something to do with the head coaching position of Petralia. He's a Roman himself from Italy.
Well, he's got them well organized, that's for sure.
He does. Fiorini, playing in midfield. Salvadego was all the way back near his own half, and on the ball for a moment, Kraft plays to Roseboom.
Roseboom just plays that pivotal role, just dictating the pace.
Cross from Fiorini, takes a touch, but it still finds Menace, the foot of Salvadego. Nice back heel by Kraft, and it found Salvadego for a half second, but cleared away just as quickly by Thunder Bay. Connor Lankin will send this one long. It will find the feet of Fiorini. That's a great first touch, beats a couple of defenders. Right side of the box, Salvadego. Can he cross it in now? Yes, he can. The keeper can't fully get there. Still in the area. Kraft has a go. And referee says it's a foul on the slide in. And I think he's got a point that time. It wasn't purposeful from Fiorini, but he does make contact. And he'll shake hands and make things all good with Jackson Fida.
Well, that was well played by Fiorini, just passing it out to Salvadego. And then looking to get back on it here after the pressure coming in there from Padilla. But, you know, it's competitive. It's a competitive nature here. So the players are competing. No harm intended. They got up, shook hands, and get on with the game.
Play on, especially in a one-goal game. Both teams are more focused on that result than the pageantry at this stage. Fiorini tries a deep cross, and that one intercepted quickly by Thunder Bay. But again, it's that kind of secondary press on that second pass. A counter press, as you mentioned earlier, Justin. Played out to the left side from midfield. This is Cervantes running. Moving into central midfield. They'll play it back in that area. Long ball. Hit and hope. And Jonas Beauty had a little bit more hope than hit on that occasion. It'll be a goal kick. There you get a great view of some of the best supporters in USL League 2. The Society.
Well, Cervantes has come into the game. He's got acres of space on our near side, and every time he gets the ball, he does cut in onto his right foot, which he does favor.
And in the meantime, Abraham Rodriguez, he'll come in, and coming off is the first goal scorer, Andrea De Vincenzi. So an Italian off, and Rodriguez will replace him. We're expecting him to be in that attacking role. Pekacek seems like he's moved up a little bit to make it more of a 5-3-2. So it seems like it'll be Alexander Pekacek, the Austrian, and Rodriguez, the 20-year-old, who typically is dispatched as a right winger, who can also play up front as he will now.
They're trying to make the midfield areas as compact as possible, but they are breaking quickly, as you can see down our near side here on the right.
It is a quick break on right now. Kowalski, could he play a ball in? It'll be played back out. Mattiaroli, that's not a bad idea, and he'll shout for a handball in the box, but he won't get one. That's always going to be ball-to-hand contact for me, and it's hands in a natural position. That would be a very harsh one to give.
Yeah, and again, there's a momentum change. And this is what the Menace need to be careful of. Like they were in the first half. They've enjoyed a passage of play where they've kept possession, they've kept the ball in the opponent's half. They've just got to stay switched on in critical moments like this.
Cross comes in. Back post header. Out for a goal kick. Still dangerous, and obviously still a 1-goal deficit. 1 goal, but again, bring things level. That's not what Menace want. Grant Makela out of Florida International. Graduated just a couple of years ago from the Panthers and transferred there from SMU in Dallas, Texas.
Looks like Makela's opting to go long, just to get the ball in the opponent's half. Try and win it in their half rather than trying to deal with the ball out of the back. Although they can, because Thunder Bay are allowing them space.
That's right. And they'll move forward into space of their own. Makela comes very far out to claim that, but it'll work out in the end. Thunder Bay will win a free kick there, as just stabbing in, trying to get a bite of the ball is Gianluca Fiorini.
Again, it's just got to be disciplined. Can't afford to give away free kicks, especially in threatening areas. That wasn't so bad, just slowed the game down. I think it was more of a lazy foul, to be honest with you.
This one played long. And a bit of contact. Kowalski went down, but in the end, he will concede the free kick. And Alfeo Bertini, no, actually, I think it's Cervantes who came all the way back, and for his troubles, he'll earn his team a free kick. 68th minute, moving into the 69th, and we'll see 2 more exchanges for Menace. We've already seen Salvadego and Cervantes come on. 2 new introductions. Looks like we will see Elliot Goldthorpe for sure. He's entered the match. Brian Padilla will say goodbye. And Jonas Bukti is the other man to leave. We'll put Elliot Goldthorpe in Bukti's position. Another like-for-like change in central midfield. Padilla comes off and he's replaced by, I believe, Felipe D'Agostini, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe we'll see Salvadego and D'Agostini up top. Riley Kraft in that same attacking midfield role for now. Elliot Goldthorpe, another attacking-minded player, but he'll play more in central midfield.
Yeah, Elliot Goldthorpe will come alongside Rose. Lance Boom just add some energy into, 1, the defensive structure, but 2, he likes to break forward and get between the lines. But just before that, we just saw a little bit of a lack of complacency at the back as we look at the break here.
And Menace take advantage. Goldthorpe moves to his outside. That's D'Agostini, and it took a wicked deflection. But Eduardo Davino, alert to the danger, he's able to claim that one at his near post.
Yeah, there's just a lack of concentration earlier, but I don't know if the viewers saw this, but Ziron Seal, great piece, just the little details, just running across the forward, just to slow him down as the ball was going into Makela in order to play the ball out. It's just those little details that, 1, make you better players. It's experience. And he didn't even touch the ball, just slowed down the striker.
Right side off the head of Alessandro Salvadego, and now top of the box, this is Kraft. Moves to his right, play it outright. Fiorini, can he have a go from here? He will, and I'll be honest, that was closer than I was thinking it would be. Not far away at all, and Salvadego had a crack.
Cutting in onto his left foot. He's moved out into the half space on the right. He likes to get in onto his left foot. It was dangerous. They had the goalkeeper who was in the line of his defenders, couldn't quite see the ball, but again, that was a good chance. But just looking at the shape, I think Goldthorpe is just going to sit alongside Lance Roseboom and just keep the shape and really try and, just solidify situation, because what's going to happen is Thunder Bay will start to press forward. And they're going to go and look for the equalizing goal. They need a point out of this game. It's critical for them. And they're going to take risks, which will then, on the opposite hand, open it up for the Menace to break.
Sure will. And for Menace, they're going to have to take advantage of one, you feel. Obviously, we saw it in the first half, a late equalizer. You don't want to get to the 85th minute at 2-1.
Yeah, and this is where the Menace are good, because then the opponents are opening up, which is going to give them more space between the lines and in behind. And like they did against Manitoba last weekend, they scored 2 quick goals, and 3-0 in the end. But those are little situations and moments. They're marginal in games. But like you said, it's a game of chess. Your move now.
Menace certainly have the ball in their court, as the saying goes. Cervantes plays it back. Alfeo Bertini. Goldthorpe, what a touch that is in midfield. We've missed that man in the center of the park.
Yeah, he's just come off a injury, ankle injury. It's glad to see him back. Spoke to him the other day. He's been itching to play and raring to get back in the squad of 18. So it's great for him to get some minutes here. I'm sure his family are watching back home in Leeds.
Certainly they are. We got to talk about them for a brief moment on our CISN podcast earlier this week. Now, what a great family that must be. It's a class act.
We've had some fun with that. He also loves to play cricket. He was telling me the story about his 6-6s in Addingham, but Addingham's oval is about the size of a pond, to be honest with you. It's going to be easy to smash 6-6s out of that area. And one of his teammates, a kid he knows that plays at Bradford City as well, Charlie Woods. And my parents live in that area as well.
How about that?
How unique.
Yeah, I'm going to just pretend like I knew what you were talking about when you were mentioning cricket there. Soccer's more my specialty.
Again, Kraft, look how he comes. Oh, sorry, that was actually other side. Felipe Di Agostini coming into the space, creating the counter movement in behind.
Wow, what a ball that is. It's found its target. Riley Kraft with it. Now it's played in by Goldthorpe, and it's cleared right back out. Boomerang stuff. On the back line, Menace able to calm things down and with possession once again. Goldthorpe pings a ball down the right, and again, Thunder Bay just getting in the way of everything that Menace want to do going forward. It's just been blocked crosses, blocked shots, blocked long balls, everything.
But every time Thunder Bay look to get forward, they're a little bit slow breaking out of their lines, so the support is not getting there quick enough to support the front boy up front in Rodriguez. So it's making it really, really difficult. In fact, it's Cesar Ralvacaba who's up front, the lone striker for Thunder Bay.
We'll see a corner in the meantime for Riley Kraft. Comes to the back post, headed back in. And now can Cervantes make something happen on his left foot? No, he cannot, is the resounding answer. And Eduardo Davino picks it up.
That was a missed kick, to be honest with you. I think he didn't catch that right. He was leaning away from it. His head was up already.
Headed back safely by Langen to Grant Makela. Makela just thanking him for that on his way. Gianluca Fiorini. Goldthorpe. Played down the left. A couple players out there and hooking up with it. Cervantes. Cervantes goes down on a challenge from the right side. Mattiaroli, if I'm not mistaken, and he is frustrated with the center referee, but I don't think he's got much of a case to argue this time.
No, he doesn't. He definitely brought him down just outside the penalty area, so he's lucky. But it was actually that switch of play and the overload here in the wide area with Cervantes, and Salvadego. And Salvadego just shielded the ball past him. It was really good detail as far as what he was doing with his body. He's a big frame, can shield the ball. And giving away a free kick in this area, which is Kraft area.
It is. Could be a shot, but a tough angle to shoot from. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it anyway.
Just looking at that angle, I think he's going to try and get it in that near post.
Let's find out. He'll play it as a pass instead, and Sewell was in the area. And he will commit a foul in the end on Davino. That's always a tough one. The goalkeeper tends to get the benefit of the doubt in those situations, and understandably so. Seemed like Sewell stood his ground and had a right to that position, but he's a big man, and even just a little bit of a touch from him can send anyone flying.
It was a great free kick, to be honest with you. In-swinging free kicks are the worst ones, as you can see here, for goalkeepers. Ball coming in. Going into a challenge with Sewell, last thing I would be wanting to do at this point of time. He is a solid guy. And that challenge, momentum, the goalkeeper coming out, Eduardo Diavino, very brave, but he certainly did feel the brunt of that challenge.
He did, and more or less the worse the wear for it, but he will carry on in any case. And Menace just taking the opportunity to have a chat with center referee Robert Sorey. And he's also writing in his book, I wonder, have we missed a yellow card there? Potentially. Yeah, he's putting a yellow card back into his pocket from the positioning. My guess would be Riley Kraft, but I missed it, and we missed it on our screens. We'll see if we can get that identity of the yellow-carded player to you, but in the 77th minute, somebody for Menace has picked up a yellow, going the other way, out of nothing! You're kidding! Thunder Bay, just like they've done in the first half, have made Menace pay for a couple of lax moments. It's 2-2, the nightmare for Menace. Now they've got 13 minutes to try and find a third for all 3 points.
Again, it's switching off at these moments of the game. The players are caught out of position. Sewell's been pulled across now into that wide area. But listen, they've taken advantage of it. And a great finish there by Alexander Pikarczyk. I mean, Pikarczyk just latched onto it, and it came from nowhere. So again, that moment in space, players caught in amongst each other. Zeron Sewell got caught coming across. Bertini wasn't quick enough, and the goal, so this happens in football, and again, it's just a lack of concentration. But from nowhere. And again, now the Menace at 2-2 are just going to have to claw their way back in. And as you could tell by the celebrations there with Thunder Bay, I mean, this is big time for them. Big time.
Means quite a lot to take points off of Menace. Menace hoping to make sure that Thunder Bay aren't able to claim that in about 12 minutes time plus stoppage. We'll see a throw in for Menace. Again, just to confirm, it's Alexander Pikarczyk who gets the equalizing goal for Thunder Bay Chill. The Vienna, Austria native plays his college ball with Georgetown College, the Tigers there in Kentucky. He's got his first goal of the campaign. What a time to get it. 2-2.
Yeah, he just showed his quality and technique, in that particular area of the field. And how he drew 2 players out of position. There was some composure in front of goal.
Cervantes, left corner, can he whip a cross in? Gets it along the goal line, but all he can do is yield a corner kick off the sliding challenge. And I believe it came from Devin Jorgensen on that occasion. Could have been Camden Kowalski as well.
But a change of momentum, again dominating possession. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It's the end result. And it's always been switched on, especially out of possession, that transitional moment.
Another corner from Kraft. Another dangerous ball in, and another lack of a goal. This one sent in from long distance. Cleared away, and now it could backfire on them. Another chance for Thunder Bay to counter. They've got players going forward. It's sent down the right. Maybe an error there. Just a bit fortunate that it didn't touch the wrong way for Menace. But in the end, they're able to clear it. It might have been Langen who came across to the other side.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Goldthorpe will play a long ball, and it's, too long in the end to find Alessandro Salvadego. So 2-2, 10 minutes to go. Thunder Bay don't look like they're going to rest on this 2-2 draw. Both teams appear like they're going to go for this one. And as a neutral, that's exactly the last 10 minutes that you want to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting 10 minutes coming up, that's for sure. Now that there's a confidence moment here with Thunder Bay, as the Menace are looking to try and get the winning goal, and they really are pressing hard for this.
As they should. What a move to get past his defender. Surely a penalty. No. We keep playing and staying on his feet with Salvadego that time. Crossed into the middle. Too many blue players in the area. And this one will be whistled as a foul. And a little bit of extracurricular this time. Referee just trying to make sure he nips that in the bud. No cards necessary. We get underway quickly. Cervantes, left side. Can he whip across it again? That's what he's like to do. as did his predecessor on the left wing, Neville Morgan. Cervantes again. Roseboom. Right side, Elliot Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe looking for an incisive through pass. Plays it out wide instead. Fiorini with a cross, deflected. Davino picks it up. 81st minute, still level. It's just taken all the wind out of this energetic crowd that second goal has.
Yeah, and you can see how Menace win a free kick. They're not worried. The problem is they're getting involved in little situations here on the halfway line before that goal was scored, and their minds are being set off balance. And again, that's how they got caught out. Don't get involved in situations. Put the ball down, let them play quickly. It's the back and forth chirping, you see.
Goldthorpe was dribbling forward, as you're exactly right. I mean, it's just, it can be frustrating at times when you feel like you're getting the wrong end of a refereeing decision. But, I mean, yeah, at some point, you've just got to kind of keep playing and not let it get to your head. Sewell, long ball. And what a first touch from Felipe De Agostini. De Agostini moves inside. He'll have a go. It's off the woodwork. And it stays 2-2, cleared out for what should be another corner kick. Referee will say a throw. Well, that would have been some way to get the third. Menace not giving up. 8 more minutes in stoppage.
As you can see, there's a wonderful piece of individual technique. De Agostini getting the ball onto his right foot, hitting the post. Keeper well beaten.
He sure was beaten. And it wasn't a bad effort from him. He was just outdone by an incredible strike. Only the woodwork could keep it out, and that's exactly how it panned out. Out of play. Fans getting excited. Throw in for Menace across midfield. And down on the ground is Alexander Pekarczyk, but he'll get back up. Meanwhile, on the left side, it's a chance for Cervantes to whip it in. Will he have a go himself? He will! And that's a great job to get down to his right and make a save. Another corner off the stop from Davino.
Well, Davino was blind, couldn't see the ball. There was a fantastic save because he saw it late getting down to his right. It was a great strike as we look to see this Menace corner. But we do have a player down on the edge of the penalty area for Thunder Bay.
Pekarczyk again. You wonder if it's cramping setting in at this point. It has been a lot of travel for Thunder Bay, and they will play again in 2 days' time, so they're already kind of strapped for energy, and they'll only get worse. That's the thing about having matches in hand. You can get up the table quickly, but you've got a lot more matches to play at the end of the season than other teams do. You tend to be a bit more tired when you get to the end of those long runs of play in a week.
It is long, and it's a lot on the road, to be honest with you. You know, the Menace have experienced it going the opposite way, but the Canadian teams coming south, I mean, it's a lot of games, short period of time, less recovery. Do they have enough players on the bench rested, as they are making a change here?
We shall see who it is to come on and who it is to come off. But we won't see that yet, as you'll now get a picture of Jag Arena. He's come in as a midfielder. He's played in 4 matches. This now is 5th. Kraft, meanwhile, with the cross in. Dealt with again. And cleared out to the wide side. Down the right-hand side, looking to get into an attacking area. Set down the right. That's a brilliant ball. Coming to chase it is Langan, and he'll get there, thankfully. Played back to Grant Makela. Oh yeah, Joseph Anthony George Arena, his full name. Known as Jag, obviously a lot easier to say. Colloquially, a 5'10", 170 midfielder, 20 years of age. He played goaltender in hockey as a kid. He's got that type of mentality where he will not take no for an answer, and he is an aggressive player. Brings that to the center of the park right now for Thunder Bay. Here's a good ball to break the lines down the right side. Headed away, and another corner kick to come. Crucial intervention defensively.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was great defending on the far post, that's for sure, because De Agostini was ready, waiting for that to land on his head. But the defending, the commitment there at the back was absolutely phenomenal.
Cross comes in again from Kraft. Back post, there's a man there. Again cleared away, but still in play, headed directly at Davino, and that won't beat this keeper. 86 minutes, still 2-2. Menace chasing a third that would give them all 3 points and clinch the Deep North Division.
The Menace just need to be really, really careful, just pushing players forward. They really need to be careful of that because they'll get exposed at the back.
Bad first touch from Cervantes, and that will give away possession needlessly. Throwing across midfield.
But I think it was Matteo Roli that came in on the far post. Defensively, he did a fantastic job there.
So a throw in long for Roli. He will find the head of a Thunder Bay midfielder. And we'll see a throw now for Rubalcaba. 2-2 the scoreline as we move into minute number 87. Safe to say no one in this building, at least not wearing red and black, would like for this match to end at 2-2, and really neither side are looking to see that as a final scoreline. They're both going for it, and Thunder Bay right now have it in the area, cleared away, hooked out by Riley Kraft. A very long play back in. Little worm burner on the ground, and Thunder Bay regain possession. They will touch it off of right wing back Gianluca Fiorini. And we'll see another throw from Thunder Bay. They'll take their time, especially in this attacking half. They would rather as few chances as possible for Menace going the other way.
I think they'll be happy with a draw on the road, to be honest with you. A point out of this, 6-7 points in 3 games. I'm sure Thunder Bay will be very, very happy.
Thrown in long. Headed away at the first time of asking by Zeron Sewell. Nice touch to beat a Menace defender, and a shot from distance. That would have been catastrophic, but Grant Makala able to make the save on Jagarina's shot from 25 yards away. Moving up quickly, this is Narciso Cervantes. Plays it long, and the man to run into the end of it, D'Agostini. Moving around with it. He'll play it back. Nice little back heel. Cervantes plays it in, takes a touch, cleared away. Back to D'Agostini. Still has it. Cleared away. Who is it touched last? It's off of Thunder Bay. A throw in for Menace. Deep in attacking territory. Thrown in by Cervantes. Ciso. Play it back. Riley Kraft in swinging ball. Players in the area headed away. As it seems to always have been all night long by Thunder Bay. They have been equal to every headed ball all evening.
Well, their work rate's been fantastic. A little bit of space on the far side now.
Right wing crossed in again. Back post, couple of players there. Cervantes, he loses it. Headed away, or cleared away, I should say, off the foot of Federico Tempestilli. And another throw in for Menace. They take it quickly, and this is D'Agostini. Up the left wing, he's got Cervantes behind him, but he'll go himself. Along the goal line, crosses it in. Front post, cleared away again. Corner kick for Menace, 89th minute.
Everywhere you look in that penalty area, there's so many blue shirts blocking crosses. It's going to take just a special type of technique in a cross, that one moment, as we look at this corner coming in.
Comes in from Kraft. Center of the box. Players there, no one could get a head on it. First time shot, a laser is blocked out of the way. Another Menace throw in.
I think it was that man, Jag, you said, who played in goals, hockey, just throwing his body on the line.
Sent long. Overhead kick, and it's whistled as a high kick against Elliot Goldthorpe, and so it'll be a indirect free kick. Unless there was contact made, I don't think there was, so Davino will get an indirect free kick. It won't make much difference in your own penalty box, of course. No scoring opportunity there, but Davino will send it away nonetheless. Across midfield, Thunder Bay not possessing for long. Goldthorpe right back on the ball. Goes down as he plays it forward to no one in particular, and Thunder Bay will chip it forward. A nice 1-2 combination, and thankfully running out of play.
I think that was Lance Roseborn. He's getting tired now, you can tell, but his work rate throughout the game has been phenomenal.
A 34-year-old, fully fit, playing all 90 minutes for Menace. Not your average soccer player, that man. He'll play it out wide now, and look at the space for Gianluca Fiorini. Can he cross it in from here? Yes, he can. There's players there. A diving header away. Menace still in the attack. Left side, Cervantes, edge of the box. Can he get in a cross? Nice 1-2 combination. Cleared away again by Thunder Bay. Last-ditch defending, and it's worked for them. We hit the 90 minutes, and we await the extra time decision from Robert Sori.
That was great defending as well, because now they're not chasing the ball. They're covering space, tucking in, making it as tight as possible so they can't get split on the pass.
Langen from Bertini. Sends it wide. Fiorini. 5 minutes of added time. That's plenty for Menace. Crossed in. Back post. Cervantes heads it into the middle. And a squandered chance right in front of goal. It's never an easy technique, but it was an opportunity from 5 yards away at most and put over the bar. That could have been the chance.
Fiorini with a lot of space again, decent delivery in with the right foot, plenty of Menace players on the far post, headed across by Cervantes, and it was just helped over the bar, I believe, by Riley Kraft, just trying to lob the goalkeeper.
You saw what he was trying to do, couldn't get the technique right, and now it's a 3-on-4 chance. Thunder Bay with potentially some numbers. Offside was the run of, I believe, Tempestili on that occasion. So then it's a bit fortunate on the other end, but they are focused on attack. They need a third goal, even though they don't necessarily mathematically need it. Emotionally, everybody in this building expects them to get that third goal and get these 3 points. Sent long, away from goal by Thunder Bay. That is the order of business at this point. Attacking throw-in.
This will be a celebration for Thunder Bay because it's been a long time since they've beaten the Menace out here in Des Moines on the road. This will be a magic celebration for them.
Cervantes. Midfield. Roseboom. Consistent on that back line, plays it out wide. Fiorini. Elliot Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe with a cross in. Headed back out. Roseboom sends it right back in. Couple of touches. Kraft trying to pounce, but no error to pounce on. Cleared away. And a throw in by the corner flag. Referee making sure to make that clear. 93rd minute now. Couple minutes left. D'Agostini thinking about a cross. Instead, he'll play it back. Menace will work their way around as patiently as they can with less than 3 to go. Langen. Goldthorpe. He's got to run, and he'll play it now. Fiorini's onside. Can he cross it in from this right side? He gets it back. He'll have another go. Played to the top of the box. Davino is able to pick it up. If he had missed, Zeron Sewell was ready to head that one home. But no such error from Davino.
You just see blue bodies diving in the way, preventing the cross. Maybe Fiorini could have delivered that ball in with a bit of pace, swinging it into the far post. The lob ball played in. It's easy for the goalkeeper to take care of. As we have seen, Eduardo Davino has been through the walls today, as have the whole back line there and the midfielders in the penalty boxes. Blue shirts flying everywhere.
They've been equal to the test from Menace so far. This one sent long from Sewell, headed away. And it won't stay in play, so out for a corner kick. Jackson Fida was the man to head it out. 94th minute. Riley Kraft will try another corner. It's surely in the double digits, the amount of corners he's taken. This one could be the most important of the match. Minute 94 of 95. Kraft's cross comes in. Players in the area, headed to the top of the box. No one able to get there. Going down, no foul. Cervantes plays it out wide. Trying to latch onto it, I think, was Salvadego, but it's cleared away instead by Thunder Bay. Out, and Menace will take it in quickly, but they're not allowed to. They've got to move it back, and there's an injury, which will certainly frustrate the Menace faithful. It's opportunistic at the very least, but center back for Thunder Bay is down. We'll let you know who it is when we can. And now he is able to carry on. That's Jackson Fida, Reno, Nevada native. Plays for the Bradley Braves in college. He's had a couple homecomings in Peoria City this season. Of course, that's their home ground. But more importantly, under a minute to go right now. You wonder with the injury if they add a little bit more time. We could see it maybe go into the 96th. And now, again, a quick throw-in is disallowed by the referee. And this time, it's for a substitution. So Thunder Bay playing all of their cards, trying to make sure they don't allow Menace a chance to score late on. Coming off number 10, Sebastian Canales. Entering the game is number 24, and that's going to be Kwesi Vin Najofor. He's a forward. He wasn't listed on the Thunder Bay roster. We're assuming he's a new addition, but he's not even in the league website's roster, so a new player. That does tend to happen often in USL League 2. It's thrown in quickly. Sent back out. Right side Fiorini's cross. It's blocked. Still in play for now. Goes over the touchline. 5 minutes have been completed, but you imagine we'll have more with the couple of stoppages. We'll see a corner kick again. Kraft to take it quickly. Ready to send this one in. Not much time, but he's got to be perfect. Kraft, his ball in. Plenty of players there. Sewell heads it. Back the other direction, Cervantes. Can he play it wide? Yes, he can. D'Agostini, player down, but we keep playing. Oh, the header from Bertini. It goes the other direction. Kraft plays it in along the goal line. Back into the area! How is that not gone in? It's cleared away by Davino.
How much longer can this go on for? There was a player down, but the Menace kept on playing. They didn't play it out. Looks like it might have been a head injury, but how are they keeping the ball out of the back of the net? I don't know, but it's just commitment. Diavini has been fantastic in there, and the Menace go again.
Another Kraft corner. Back post, Davino punches away. Still in the area, two players try to kick it at the same time. Goldthorpe, can he get it in for one more chance? Right wing, he's got to put this ball in, running out of time. He will put it in swinger, headed away. Still no final whistle. Menace maybe with one more chance. Cervantes, left side, can he cross it in? He'll play it forward first. This is Kraft. Kraft with an in-swinging ball. It's cleared away again. Thunder Bay anywhere will do. They'll send it long. Makela has got to get it back in quickly.
We're well over the 5 minutes, aren't we?
Still no final whistle. Langen, can he put it in? Yes, he can. Referee will allow for it on time. Headed away again. Will he get another chance? No foul there, and we'll keep playing. Sent forward. Sabadego, can he turn it around? It's out for a corner, and the referee will allow this one as well. They've got to go quickly. Kraft again tasked with a set piece.
There's frustration there in the penalty boxes. You can see players are having a go at each other. They can't, Menace in particular, conceded the last time this happened. They can't lose frustration.
Got to send everyone forward. Kraft's cross. It's into the middle, and another chance on the header. That's the last action of this match. How close can you get? Menace have come oh so close on so many occasions. You see heads drop, bodies drop for Menace. It's 2 points dropped for the first time at home all season long. 2-2 the final score. There's a lot of reasons why it's not 3 points for Menace, but none of them feel like sufficient excuses. 2-2 the score. We'll take a break. We'll have more post-game coverage in a moment. Do not go away. Justin and myself, Danny Katula, back with you in the booth here on CISN as things tend to boil over a little bit. We'll be back in a moment.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Largest selection of German beer in the world, you'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
An agonizing 2-2 result is the way things end here in Des Moines. For the first time in a long time, it feels like points dropped that should not have been. Des Moines Menace and Thunder Bay Chill can only play to a 2-2 draw. Neither side are able to pull out an advantage on the score sheet. Before we get to anything else, we want to just give you a look at what you might have missed in the commercial break. We mentioned things boiling over a bit, tempers flaring, and that always tends to happen in a match that's tightly contested. For Menace, they expected more from this. Now they've cooled down a bit, and they're able to give the fans some well-deserved adoration because they've been great tonight. The team in spurts were great tonight, in other spurts not so great, and for that reason, it's only a draw. Justin, run us through what we saw that was good, and what we saw that was a little bit disappointing and in the end debilitating.
In possession, I thought the Menace were very good. They had control of the game. They stretched, they played in wide areas. They held wide lines, with, in the wide spaces. Just, it was the end product at the end of the day. And credit to Thunder Bay Chill. Thunder Bay came out. They frustrated the Menace. We know they're physical. They were causing problems with some of the physicality. The Menace then were losing concentration. The lack of concentration then led to the equalizer in the second half. And these are all learning curves. We learn from it, you embrace it, move on to the next game. Nobody lost, they got a point out of this match.
Not the first team to drop points at the top level of USL League 2. North Carolina Fusion doing that earlier on in the South Atlantic Division. Des Moines do the same. Justin, let's get a quick look at the post-game recap brought to you by the great people at CISN. And Justin, run us through the 4 goals, 2 for each side, of course, and how things panned out.
Well, if you have a look here, here's the first goal. Birmingham penalty, great technique. Goalkeeper trying to put him off, and he planted it across his body, going across his body. Great technique with the right foot into the bottom corner. And then right after that, further on into the half, here's where Thunder Bay opened up the Menace, and then on the far post. What a fantastic finish there. Just working off the shoulders of the defenders was...
Di Vincenzi that time.
Yeah, Di Vincenzi on the far post. That was a great powering header. But again, defenders getting sucked in. Here's a piece of individual brilliance here from Morgan. Just cutting into the box, showing great pace breaking in. And just slots it past the goalkeeper. Defenders scared to go into the challenge as we look at this again. He was taken off shortly after this, which he was actually causing problems. But again, great technique in the finish. And this came early into the second half, like earlier on in the match where Birmingham scored the penalty earlier on. And then after a little bit of a break in the game due to an injury, a lack of concentration. And here we have Thunder Bay just latching onto a ball that was played back. 2 defenders being caught out again, and it was then well taken there for a finish into the bottom corner. But we talk about the lack of concentration.
Goal scorers this evening to recap. Brandon Birmingham, the opener for Des Moines inside the first 5 minutes. Towards the end of the first half, Andrea Di Vincenzi gets the equalizer that brings us to 1-1 at halftime. Second half, it feels like deja vu. Menace go up early in the second half off an incredible individual effort. One of the goals of the season for Neville Morgan, but it's all canceled out in the end by the equalizer. Late on, Alexander Pekacek takes all the energy out of this venue and out of the Menace players. 2-2 the final score. Thanks to everyone at CISN who makes this possible. Justin Wolber, our producer over to our right. Peter Tarpey, executive director. The boss man here at CISN. So many other great people that we wish we could mention and we just don't have the time to. But some amazing people at CISN at Des Moines Menace who make these broadcasts possible. We're thankful to all of them. And we're thankful to you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. A 2-2 draw once again between Thunder Bay Chill and your Des Moines Menace. More action coming for you in 8 days' time. Saturday, 7 p.m. kickoff. You can catch it right here on YouTube via CISN. For Justin Forster, my name is Danny Catula. Have a fantastic rest of your evening and be blessed.